Boom. We're back. Absolute Sure Podcast back in the building for another episode. It's your boy D Fran.
Boy, B Neil was good.
Back for another episode. Got a couple things to get into. This is a double up, man. 2 podcasts, 1 week. Just want to talk about some other shit that happened throughout the week that we got to talk about today. So before we get that, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe right now. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Absolute Sure Podcast. Let's grow it. Follow social medias. Share with your friends. Do all that shit like that. Y'all share your other little favorite podcasts and niggas y'all don't know and don't talk to y'all, go ahead and share our shit on Instagram and social media as well. At least we talk to you niggas. And niggas don't even talk to you. But anyways, it's only been a couple of days, so I don't anticipate too many good things have happened. And I mean, something could have happened, but I'm not anticipating anything could happen. But if you have anything to share,
Man, them
the floor
stocks
is
up.
yours.
That's it. Them stocks up, nigga. Do some research. YouTube
Right.
some stocks that's about to pop. Nigga, get in. Get in.
It's like I see this shit going on, and I feel like now I'm in a different position I was last year when I seen motherfuckers running it up. So I feel like I need to figure out how to get in and run it up as well for myself. So that's why I'm been looking at. I've been invested in getting these little things. Let me purchase some of these people's things. They can't all be bad. They can't all be trying to steal my money. So let me
Who you talking about? What you talking about?
like these little things that people be doing, like the little trader people things and what shit like that. They like their little discourse tell you, hey, like I told you, the girl was like, hey, I'm in on Apple, do this. Like other traders are
Oh,
in there
you been
saying, hey,
following
do
it.
this,
That's live.
do that, do this, do this, do that. So yeah.
Hey,
But even that guy you sent, I was gonna join his shit, but I was like, I haven't heard of him before. I follow this other guy named Chris Johnson. I've been following his shit, but the white dude you was retweeting, who was like, he made shit, he made like 150,000 in like a couple of days off a coin or some shit like that. Some white
and
boy
that whole look like it's still going.
yeah. But anyways, that's pretty much what the gist of everything going on is. So if you're here, salute to you. If you're not, salute to you as well. Have a good night. So what do I want to get into first? I talked about the Brittney Griner sentencing yesterday a little bit on my own stream. I talked about the Alex Jones thing. I want to discuss something new before I get into some shit I already broke down and talked about. So I don't really pay attention at all to the NFL shit, Hall of Fame, for whatever reason. Like, I'm just not really into football as much until shit really matters. If you know me, you know I don't really care about sports until they matter. So I was looking at the Hall of Fame class, right? And it's an offensive lineman named Baselli. It's let me get the names right. It is where we at? Where we at? Tony Baselli, Leroy Butler. Where's his name at? McNally. He's not even on here. Maybe he's not a new person. Sam Mills, Richard Seymour. They got Dick Vermeil on there, who's obviously whatchamacallit, and Bryant Young, right? When I say
Two
those
people
names,
on
you as
there.
a football fan, do you know any of those names that I just named?
I know two people. That's it. Dick
And who
Vermeil, and it was like two people before him after
Seymour?
that. Yeah.
Okay. So you would think that there's nobody else who could have made that list after seeing those names, right? Because it's probably to me, like I said, no disrespect to these people. They may well be deserving to get into the Hall of Fame. They may well be deserving of it. But when I'm about to name you some of these names who missed it, you be like, you won't even fucking understand what's going on. So in the finalists for the top 15, right? There was Jared Allen, who was killing it with the Vikings, white boy DN. Rondé Barber, DB for the Buccaneers back in the day, was killing it with the Buccaneers. Devin Hester, we all know Devin Hester. Torrey Holt, Rams receiver that was killing the game. DeMarcus Ware,
Nah, he definitely should be.
138 sacks, 9-time All Pro. Patrick Willis,
Yeah, that's
Reggie
tough.
Wayne,
What?
Andre Johnson.
Oh, these niggas wilding now.
None of them made it. None of them made it this time. We all know they're gonna make it, but none of them made it this time. But all these other guys who, like, no disrespect, y'all ain't. I don't assume y'all them guys.
It was a few that I'm like, I don't know how. Like, okay, so Hall of Fame, I don't really know the requirements. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just stats. I don't know if it's legacy based. Like NBA, everybody get in. If you got a few rings, you had a few points, you good in. But in football, I don't know. I never kind of understood it from To to many other people that had to struggle to get in. So
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on a Torrey Holt, but when you say Reggie Wayne, and him being on that coach team, winning the Super Bowl, being one of Torrey Hawk is known as one of the great receivers too, bro. That's kind of tough. And then you go to Andre Johnson too. It's like what?
And he like the one who started. Like, there's no Houston Texans really without like an Andre Johnson. Like I feel like you got to put him in there. Even the class before that, when they like broke down to 26, right? So on that list, the people that didn't even move on to the 15 was like Vince Wilfork, Hines Ward, Steve
Hines
Smith.
Ward didn't make it to the Hall of Fame.
He didn't make it. He didn't make it to the top 15 of the people I just named. So like Vince Wilfork, Steve Smith, Hines Ward,
Wait, the
Fred
receiver
Taylor,
Steve Smith.
the receiver Steve Smith for the Panthers. That's Steve Smith. Yeah. And you know, I just wanted to talk about that because I feel like this shit was like a travesty when I said it.
I feel like
it didn't make no damn sense.
it sounds like you got to be on great teams because a lot of people you naming, like besides Reggie Wayne
And Anquan Bolden, I don't know how you feel about Anquan Bolden, but at one point
he was great.
He was yeah. At one point he was like, you know.
But I feel like a lot of these dudes that you name was on some winning teams at times, but they historically wasn't. That's why I'm confused about Hines Ward. It's like he was a part of like historical runs and good like championships. So I don't know. And he a part of the Steelers, which is like legacy. So that was a little weird to me. I ain't gonna lie. But like some of the other ones, I guess like Andre Johnson, they didn't win a lot. You named a few players where it's like
Patrick Willis. Maybe they think he retired too fucking early. I don't know. Patrick Willis.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't understand the NFL requirements. I can't lie.
Yeah. But I was going to get that was honestly everything we talked about when I saw that. I feel like I was the most passionate about that because I just didn't understand it. Like no disrespect to Brian, really the biggest snub obviously is DeMarcus Ware. Like 138 sacks. Like if you look at his stats compared to Richard Seymour's stats, and we're talking about DNs compared to Brian Young's stats, like they got like 57 sacks. He has 138.
And those are the other people that won. Those are the people that got into the Hall of Fame?
Those people that got in. Like he's got 138 sacks. He's like 9-time All-Pro. He's the leading sack leader for the Cowboys, the America's team. Most tackles, most sacks, most like all these things. But for some reason, these people slipped in ahead of him.
It sounds real racist. I ain't gonna lie.
It can't be racist because they black. It sounds real political.
Okay, I didn't know. They have some white ass.
Richard Seymour is black. Brian Young is black. The safety for the Packers, he's black. Sam Willis for the Carolina Panthers, he's black as well.
So it's weird because I never heard of these names. I was thinking these niggas like 70s and 80s or some shit. I had no idea. I'm thinking like maybe I just don't know them and they were great. But nigga, only 40 and 50 sacks. JJ Watt had that in 2 seasons. Yeah. You can put any 2 JJ Watt seasons together. He almost beat that.
Aaron Donald, his brother TJ Watt. He probably got up there now.
JJ literally had 320 sack seasons. Yeah. So nigga, he did that in 3 seasons. He beat what y'all got. But I see, even when you mentioned DeMarcus Ware, I 100% agree with you. But the Cowboys was never historically great while he was there.
But and I feel like if I'm like number 2 overall in sacks of all time,
Brian Young. Let me see what Brian Young like what championship teams was this nigga on?
He's on the 49ers.
When though?
He was on the 49ers. He played. He was born 1972. I don't know when he played, but statistically, he's not fucking DeMarcus Ware. Like, come on, we gotta have some type of thing.
You said which one?
He had 89 sacks. He played from 94 to 2007. So he played for the. I'm assuming. Well, I mean, see, maybe I don't know shit. Maybe I'm tripping on him. I see he got 2 defensive players of the years. He got a couple All-Pros. He got a comeback player of the year. But still, I don't think he's still better than DeMarcus Ware. At least statistically, he's not better than DeMarcus Ware.
Name another one.
Let me see. Look up Leroy Butler. He was a safety.
$20 sacks, 13 forced fumbles, almost 1,000 tackles, won Super Bowl with the Packers over New England, 12 seasons with Green Bay. I mean, I don't know any other. Let me see any awards he got. Four-time Pro Bowler, Packers Hall of Fame, 90s all-time. I mean, yeah, the other. I mean, when we
Man, fuck that.
comparing,
I don't give a damn. He not Reggie Wayne. He
yeah,
not
when we
DeMarcus Ware. He not
comparing,
Andre Johnson. He not fuck all that. I don't give a damn.
yeah,
They
when
not
we
them niggas.
comparing, well, give
Them
me
niggas
one
got some.
more.
Even Devin Hester. We got to get to these niggas stats. We don't even know. If we got to look these niggas up, we don't even know what the fuck they are. Even Devin Hester. Yeah, Devin Hester. He's a punt returner. But if you're the greatest of all time or something, like they ain't never seen a punt returner after Devin Hester like that. He the greatest of all time as far as a punt returner, kick returner. He got to go in first ballot.
That's very true.
Like, he the best.
That makes sense. I'm sure
He's
there's
the
some
best
punters
ever.
and kickers in that motherfucker.
Yeah, of course. Like, I'm sure Adam Vinatieri, I don't know, whenever he's eligible, Adam Vinatieri will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, I would assume. He kicked for the Colts, won championships, kicked for the Patriots, won them championships. I don't know if he's the best kicker of all time, but he's the most notable one that I know.
He's the best.
So if he go in, but they literally changed rules because of Devin Hester. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know what? Let's move kickoffs up 10 yards. So now they're all going to be fucking touchbacks. So we don't have guys really disrupting the game like Devin Hester was. Like, he ran a touchdown back to the Super Bowl. Like, they kicked it off and he got a touchdown. Like, come on, man.
Flying low.
Shit.
It still could be racist because they could be like, we're not going to promote the niggas we don't like. We're only going to promote the niggas that promote the shield the right way.
Yeah.
So it's a part of a racist agenda, even though everyone that they're judging is black. It's possible.
Pretty much, you say possible. It's a certain type. From what you say, it's a certain type of black they want to promote.
Yeah, but I don't know these dudes, so I'm really being funny.
So, anyways, I wanted to talk about this when more people came in, but I guess niggas is partying this weekend. I don't know what the fuck niggas is doing. I want to talk about this new Drake song with DJ Khaled and Lil Baby. I seen you say that this is the second best song of the. Now maybe it's trolling. I don't know.
Second best? What are we talking about?
Second best song of the year? No.
Yes.
No.
That I've heard.
No. How much music have you heard this year?
A lot.
That can't. Like, there's Wait For You, which I would assume you think is number one. Wait For You is number one.
Yeah.
Right. And then that's number two. There's a lot of distance between those two records. And if that's the case, then everything else you listen to this year ain't really that good. Do you think?
Damn, why y'all shitting on this so much?
It's not. It's like it's more of a letdown. Like, cause I listen to it in the car again, and I get it. The Drake shit sounds good. It's cool, but it's like
y'all niggas be expecting too much.
Yes, I'm expecting. Like I said, I feel like niggas musically they don't give a fuck no more. It's just like, let's just throw some shit out there. The formulaic shit. I mean, it is DJ Khaled. I mean, what are you thinking you're gonna really get from it? But I don't know, man. And to Wardo's point, Lil Baby did not sound musically or not whatever the fuck it is. Like, it didn't sound good for some reason. Like, he was like sounding slurry. Like, he was slurring his words. He was like kind of underwater. I don't know. It didn't sound that good. That aspect of it.
I disagree.
But not second best song of the year. Like, hell no.
I disagree. I just disagree. Second best rap song.
All the Rex Life Ride shit you listen is better than all that shit. Like, I'm a Drake fan too, but not the second best song of the year. Like,
maybe I mean like mainstream. Maybe I mean like mainstream.
Is it better than Jimmy Cooks? Is it better than Sticky? Is it better like? No, it ain't better than that shit. Is it better than all the shit off Lil Durk's album? Is it better? It's not better than Puffin' on Zooties. Like, it ain't the second best song of the year.
I wasn't really comparing it to like deep cuts of albums. I was going more off like hits.
People that want singles that people trying to put out.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wasn't going off. Like, it's definitely like because do I think "Wait For You" is the best song of the year like that? No, I'm talking about like biggest and like
I think it's probably the best song. I think it's probably the best song overall of the year.
No, it could be. It's competing, but I'm saying it's some hard songs out there for me to just be like hands down that hard the hardest. Like, no, I don't even think that. But I think when you talk about mainstream stuff that's going to be on the radio, that's like, going to get played a lot.
You probably say, yeah, Staying Alive ain't better than like, it don't sound better to me than like Pusha P. Like, I don't, just to me.
Fuck no. That's just way better than Pusha P. Sonically to me. Maybe Pusha P may hit harder because of like the how trendy it got. Maybe this don't get trendy like that. It's hard to compete against that. But sonically, this so hard to me. I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with that.
I don't know when I see Baby and Drake on a thing, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be like something like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I was expecting too much.
I ain't know what to expect. That hoe was a
When I look at
bop.
Yes Indeed, and I think of like Never Recover, and I think
But
about
we got
Wants
a
and
bunch of
Needs, I'm like,
those.
I need more of those. I'm fine with having more of those. It's okay
My
to have
boy
more of the
Drake,
same type of shit.
my boy Drake trying to teach little baby how to move to that next level. That's it. He trying to show that boy what a hit can be like. That's it. You
Lil
ain't
Baby
gotta try
got
that
big
hard all the
hits though.
time.
He got big hits. We Paid is a big hit. Just stay in that
No,
vein.
I'm talking
I don't
about
need
on
to
the
hear Lil Baby.
sonically.
I don't need to hear Lil Baby trying to harmonize. I'm sorry. I don't need to hear that. I don't need. That's the last thing I need from Lil Baby is him trying to like harmonize or sound like Drake or do any. Stick to what you do. Now, like you said, maybe there's longevity in learning how to do a melody here or there. Maybe there's longevity in that.
I ain't
But
saying
I
become J.
say,
Cole.
stay in the kind of what you do.
I agree with that.
I appreciate them putting out more music. I appreciate that.
My boy sound disappointed in you, D Frame.
But I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, I streamed and then I cut it off because that stream, the audio wasn't working, and I got back on stream again. And then as I was talking about shit, I was talking shit about you playing the game. I was on stream. I was on stream. I said, "Let's see what this nigga doing." And you get your ass up 21-7 or some shit. Look at this. Sorry, he would get his ass up all day on this fucking game.
Nah, I was. I don't know. It was hard. It
It
was
was
difficult.
bro. It like the reason I got his ass because he would literally get his ass whooped all day on the game, all day,
But the point is,
all
I
day.
play with sorry teams and trying to make them better. I'm not playing with the Colts. I'm not playing with one of the best teams in the league. If I was doing that, then you could say so. I'm playing with a sorry team trying
Well,
to
you
make
stayed
them
with
better.
Florida State when you got your ass whooped on NCAA.
Florida State was like ranked 20. I was playing a ranked 22 team.
You was
That
playing a
was
ranked 60 team and got beat. You got beat by Connecticut. But I
no,
forgot
that
what
was
you
I
had.
don't know what the fuck happened there,
You
bro.
got beat by a ranked 60 team.
Them niggas start getting like confident or something. Cause at first I'm running the ball, we scoring, then I throw a pick here, I throw a pick there, and all of a sudden them niggas blitzing the fuck out of me. I can't do shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
They said, you ain't better
Hey,
get no passing off. You ain't better get no passing off playing against us, man. Better get on your ass. Come on now.
nah, that whole I ain't gonna lie, that shit fun, but it's challenging. Niggas be fumbling, niggas can't catch. But niggas, that shit still fun. I ain't gonna lie.
But back to the Drake thing real quick. I'm sure in in 2 weeks I'll come back on here and say that's the best song I ever heard in my life because that's typically what I tend to do after I listen to songs. But I'm just gonna be here talking shit. That shit fucking sucked. It was trash. Whatever. I do like Drake's part. I like his verse. I do. The one
The
thing is
music video hard.
the one thing is the whatchamacallit is the way Lil Baby sounds does sound like weird. I don't know. It just that's like a little like Drake don't sound like that. Now maybe you're trying to put a guy like Drake whose vocals sound a certain way and trying to have Lil Baby do the same type of thing, but that shit all together don't really
Big dog.
match together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I could be reaching. It could be a number one fucking hit in the world. I don't know.
I agree with you, D friend, but I think it's similar to like when you hear something new, but you keep hearing that again, you kind of get used to that new sound from that person. Cause I think y'all listen to Lil Baby more than me, so it's not something I was like, what is this? So it like merged with my ears a little better. But I feel like if you was to listen to it a few more times, then because even with Drake,
Like
like it'll be some flows that Drake can use, and I'm like, I don't really feel that how. Then you catch the flow that he like. You listen to it a few more times, you start catching the rhythm and the flow that they was on. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
What song do you think is better? Because these are both they're kind of in the same vein when you really think about it. I feel like honestly, DJ Khaled might have been inspired by this record, seeing it work, and try to
Too
do it
Sexy.
again with Drake. Way Too Sexy and Staying Alive. What would you say is the better record out of those two?
Staying Alive is more of a it makes sense as a song, and I don't think it's meant to be like a meme song. Like Way Too Sexy, even with the video, you could tell like he was trying to trend on that hoe. Like
Yeah.
even though it's a decent song, it's a good song. I don't think it's an ass song by any means.
Yeah.
But I think sonically, if I know it's a little oversaturated, I think that's probably the bigger problem too, because everybody's doing the sampling shit with old shit. And it's not like how Kanye and Drake used to do it where it's a subtle thing, or other rappers do it and it's a subtle thing. It's more like, nigga,
It's
we
blatant.
damn near remaking
We're
the song.
using it. We're using this.
It's damn near a remake of the song, just a different take on it or whatever. So I think it was more subtle. I think it was more put together better as far as like it just sounded good.
You think Staying Alive? Or you talking about Staying Alive?
Yeah, Staying Alive. I think Staying Alive is way better than Way Too Sexy. When you talk about, I can listen. I can listen to Stay Alive consistently, like a real song. Way Too Sexy is like I hear that shit in the club, I hear it on the radio, it's cool, but I better not hear that shit too much more.
Okay. And also, I do want to. When it comes to music, 9 times out of 10, I probably backtrack on some shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, like I've been saying, oh my bad. You can. What you about to say?
I forgot to add something, but I do feel this way about Drake's last album. I've been listening, boy, and that whole getting tougher and tougher. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know. I'm moving my hips more. My stomach's starting to
We
churn.
don't need to hear about you moving your hips, nigga. We don't need to hear about you moving your hips. I see you got this tight ass shirt on right now.
I'm getting sturdy. That's all. That's all I mean. I ain't mean nothing weird by it.
But I mean, I guess what I was gonna say is kind of in the same vein, but it's really to the arch nemesis. I was listening to Kendrick Lamar's album a little bit more, and I'm like, maybe it ain't this. Well, I never said it was bad to begin with. I just didn't say it was like the greatest thing of all time. Maybe it's a little bit better than I thought it was. After let the hype die down, let me just listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Don't have everybody talking about it at one time. It's a good album.
That bitch in the grave for me.
Still ain't heard that Beyonce. I'm not too quick to like go and listen to Beyonce. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just don't. There's really nothing for me there. Honestly, when I think about listening to Beyonce, especially like it's a dance album too. It's like it's not a show dance album. It's kind of like Drake's dance album. But I'm saying like with Beyonce dance album, I don't think it's something that I need to go run and cut on. So I haven't listened to Beyonce. And my wife. Maybe my wife was playing it out here, but she don't even play it. So it's like I just don't. It's not something I looked up on on the Spotify to go and check out.
Yeah, I'm virtually the same. There's not an urge in my body to just be like, I gotta go get to it.
I just see it on the front page all the time, like Beyonce. I'm like, I don't really want to click on the Beyonce album. I don't really know. That's like my thing. Hate on Beyonce because she got good albums. You know what I'm saying? But that one is smokes. Honestly, never mind. I just don't. You could tell me that, and I could probably listen to it, but I probably won't even feel that way just because like I'm not like musically invested in Beyonce at this point in her career. Talk about moving hips.
Okay. Well, hold on. I ain't gonna lie to
y'all. All right, man. What we gonna get into? What else we got? We talked about the Hall of Fame shambles, scam, sham. I got a little pushback on some of my comments from yesterday from like Brittney Griner and my Alex Jones conversation I was having. I got a little bit of just one or two comments that had a little bit of pushback on them.
What was the Brittney Griner?
Well, I said she was a political prisoner, but when I said political prisoner, I didn't mean the textbook definition of like she speaks out against Russia, so they arrested her for her thoughts on the Russian government. I meant more like she's arrested and now she's going to be used. I guess the word they wanted me to use is political pawn, not political prisoner. But I mean, whichever way you slice it, she's pretty much arrested and got this long sentence because
I hate people.
Politics, pretty much. That's pretty much.
Are you? That's semantics like a motherfucker.
It's like, I mean, I get it. You want me to say pawn instead of prisoner, but like, same fucking thing. She's a political pawn, prisoner, whatever.
The literal definition may be they have to speak up against a certain cause, but nigga, if they're being held captive because they have political interest to hold that person, sounds like a political prisoner to me.
Political prisoner. That's what I would say. But whatever. People would use their definitions, they would use whatever.
Because if we wasn't at war with them, would she be in jail for this long a time? Would they charge her like that, or would they just they probably just send her back to America?
Yeah, she
right. So
look, thank you for fixing. Flying Low wasn't the person that said something, so I don't even know if he felt the way or not. Maybe he's trolling me right now. But it's the same fucking thing. It's the same thing.
What's the difference?
Like the only reason she's still in prison in Russia is because she could be used as in a political way. That's the only reason she's still in Russia.
Oh, Kim Kardashian, and I did see that.
And we'll talk about that. We can talk if you want to talk about that. We can talk about that in whatever.
Okay.
It's more important. I'm gonna fuck about Kim Kardashian if he dates. But what do you think? What do you think about the 9 years? You think it's what do you think? Do you think it's like, hey, that's another country's laws, that's how they run shit, or do you think it's like, because I got my theory of why they gave her 9 years.
Well, I think it's just to solidify the process and making a trade for whoever they want to trade to get from America.
It's just
That,
like
that's what I thought.
we're making her an official prisoner. We're officially charging her, so we can actually keep her if we want to, or whatever
And
fucking reason.
now it's y'all's move to get her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she admitted to breaking the law, so she have to take. But this is the thing, like you're saying that, but like if you look at any like lawyer who like was breaking down like Russian law in cases that are similar to hers, like people like that don't get that amount of time. But obviously, she got 9 years for political reasons. Like she probably would have got like there was a white girl who had more weed than her, and they gave her 2 months and a $10,000 fine or 10,000 ruble, whatever rubles are. Brittney Griner had 0.7 grams of THC oil. They gave her 9.5 years and $1 million ruble fine. Like, come on, we know. Like, she obviously has more money than a little white girl. She's a WNBA player. Like, we know what's going on. We ain't gotta play this fucking game. We
What
know.
also make her a political prisoner is because of her name. If she was a regular American, once again, she probably wouldn't have got that charge. Because they don't give up. Like they know that it ain't gonna trend like that. But Brittney Griner, like they can get some value back for her because
Yeah.
it's gonna be trending in media. They can get whatever.
And they're gonna get the out there. Like, what happened is we see 9.5 years. Americans are outraged. We see Boosie, Joe Biden, Kamala, what the fuck y'all doing this? But like they know it's gonna get people amped up, and they gonna get who they want.
But it was some no
Carlos said, "Well, if
name.
this wasn't her first time, let me tell you, if this wasn't Brittney Griner's first time bringing in weed or trying to bring in some type of THC oil, we would have heard about that already. Like this is her second offense, or this is her third. We'd have heard about that if that was the case.
Oh shit, my bad.
So, speaking of what Charles talking about, most likely we are going to get in the Merchant of Death. Most likely he's there. Like we're going to get back Brittney Griner, and then they're going to get a notorious arms dealer who was charged with like arms dealing terrorists to shoot down American helicopters. Like that's what they're going to get.
That's what he's nationally known for. That's what historically known for.
But that's what I think he got like arrested for. He was. I think they say he was trying to sell, not sell drugs, sell like missiles or something. Not nukes, but selling arms like that type of thing to shoot down American helicopters in Colombia.
So he got caught in Colombia or in America?
Well, he got caught. I think he got caught. I mean, I don't know. They extraditing and shit. I don't know like the exact details of his arrest, but I know he was trying to sell them shit to fuck us up, and he got 20 years. But now it's like, fuck, we gotta get Brittney Griner back.
I don't like how they call him. I think it makes it confusing when you call him a merchant. They sound like an old man that's just humble.
Well, a merchant is a seller.
I know, but it's very vague on what type of seller. I would say a terrorist threat or something like, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be like a merchant, like because people would be like keep saying, oh, they're gonna trade the merchant. Like I'm like, who's the merchant? I felt like it was some dude we had illegally or some shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I had no idea. They called the Merchant of Death, Lord of War.
I only heard the merchant.
The McDonald's of arms trafficking.
Oh wow! See now
he's like a big. He's like a big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't know. All I kept hearing was the merchant. I didn't know what he was doing. I just know he was Russian and he was a merchant. So I had no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's essentially war dogs.
So, but people are kind of like, yeah, why are we giving up an arms dealer, especially an arms dealer in a time of Russian war, for Brittney Griner? Like I said, if I was Brittney Griner, I said I don't give a fuck who y'all get back. Y'all can get back whoever to get me out of prison in Russia. Y'all can get back whoever. I don't care. Y'all can trade Osama bin Laden for me if I'm in prison. Y'all can anybody. I don't give a damn who it is. I'm sorry, I don't give a damn. Then most people wouldn't give a damn. Like Brittney Griner, we were like, no, we could not give Victor Bout back to them. Just let me stay here and we'll figure something out. No, yes. Get the swap going.
That shit's selfish as hell.
Get the swap going. I don't give a damn. Get the swap going. They ain't gonna do that.
I understand. I'm probably in that same boat, but that shit, what's the name is hell. But I guess I see how, because I'm about to go through a whole little logic. But I was like, you basically trading your life for like hundreds of lives.
Yeah,
that he's probably
hundreds of lives.
But then what I thought about was like, at the end of the day, somebody gonna replace him. So it ain't like it ain't gonna not happen or people not gonna die at all. So they can give me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like, bro, give me the fuck out of here. Like, bro, like Fly say, y'all really okay with it? I'm okay with that. First of all, I have no say so who the fuck they trade. We've been trading literal terrorists back for other people way before this. So this ain't like the first. This isn't unprecedented. Like, oh my god, we're giving away this ain't unprecedented shit. It's happened before with probably people. Now I don't want to say who's worse, but like people probably worse than him. Now, if he's the one selling the arms, we've given back people who are actually doing the blowing up, who's doing the shooting, who's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it ain't like this some new shit that's never happened before.
Yeah, and keeping him
Now
in jail not gonna
he's
stop
changed.
nothing.
Maybe he'll go back to Russia and be like, I don't want to be a merchant of death anymore. I want to live a regular Russian life. I don't know what his mindset is at this point in his life.
But regardless, like it's not gonna stop the deaths. It's not gonna stop the killing. So it is what it is. I think get me the fuck out of here because his son probably running shit anyway. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, get me the fuck out of here. Flying low. Like, you're feeling like the people in the comments are not listening. I don't know what's the sim. I don't see this thing. What I had to like, I told Wardu, like, I control when I want to trouble without being serious. I don't know if niggas being serious because what you say doesn't make no sense. We're not saying, please bring Brittney Griner back. We're just like, hey, they gonna do what the fuck they want to do.
we really saying if I was Brittney,
if I'm Brittney, send me, I literally just said, if I was Brittney and y'all saying, hey, I'm gonna trade Osama bin Laden. I'm sorry, I know what happened. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I don't want to be in a Russian prison. I don't want to be in an Iraqi prison, Afghani, Saudi, Chinese, any other country, African, any other prison in the world. I don't want to be there. Trade me for them.
I will take Switzerland or Norwegian or some shit.
Maybe, but I still don't want to be over there either.
Nigga,
Rocky probably. But I don't want to be in prison. I don't want to be in prison.
No, I'm saying I would prefer they shit over America.
Yeah, I prefer that. Yeah, definitely. I'd rather be over there. I've watched World's Toughest Prisons, and I've seen a couple of those prisons that don't seem that tough. It seemed like a kind of a nice stay.
Nigga, they had a key to get in and out their own cell.
They can lock their own shit. We trust you to lock your own shit up. That's like, yeah, you can come in whenever you want.
They got TVs and beds, nigga, cell phones. They got visiting rooms for their family to come in. Like, nigga, they got whole outhouses for your whole family to stay the weekend and shit. Like,
Let me ask you a question, Flying Low. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that we should free people in America right now that are locked up for nonviolent drug offenses from back in the early 80s and 90s who got like 30, 40 years for like nonviolent drug offenses? Or do you think they should stay in prison and suffer their consequences? Because back then it was the law. Or do you think they should be out? I would like to know that because I believe the actions and the consequences, like brothers. Obviously,
so Flying Low, essentially, you staying in jail.
Well, he thinks Brittney should stay in jail. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with his box eating comment. Maybe because she's a lesbian. I don't know if that's what kind of seems like you're gearing towards. I don't know, but like going to prison for 9 years for 0.7 grams. Like I'm not going to say beat the drum. Like yes, lock her ass up for like you had like she was smuggling packs in that motherfucker. It's like all right, come on.
That's my biggest argument to what he said because he said I just believe actions have consequences to deal with them. Those consequences are not reflective of the actions. Even though she had stupid actions, it shouldn't be those consequences. So essentially, she's being treated unfairly. And if you was being treated unfairly, wouldn't you want people to help you out?
Yeah.
If you was in that same situation,
I would assume so. You wouldn't want us to just be like, well, actions are actions. Like if you brought THC over there yourself, and you see that everybody else who's ever been locked up has gotten like a year or maybe 2 months or 6 months, and then they slap you with 9 years for like obviously because you're a high profile American, you'd be like, hold on, I want y'all to come beat the drum for me, get me the fuck up out of here. I would just think that's logical what anybody want to do, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean most stuff like that. If you ain't really murdered somebody, you get to get sent back to America. So what like a lot of stuff like we said ain't really reflective of her consequences. It's not different country, different rules. He just literally said people in that country got probation and had to pay fines. They weren't even given multiple years. So Flying Low, I guess you just saying you perfect. You never fucked up. You ain't never did nothing wrong. And my thing is like, I guess if you trying to be this overall, like, I'm going to change the world by being honorable and making sure we don't make the trade so that person stays in jail. Nigga, life is still gonna life. Niggas still gonna die. Bombs still gonna drop. Bullets still gonna fly. Nigga, you ain't changing shit. But, oh my God, I'm gonna be honorable and face the consequences that I deserve. Fuck that shit. Yeah. Ain't shit about to change because that one fucking significant nigga get out. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, you gotta think, look at the Al-Qaeda, like, hey, Osama died, whoever died, there's niggas that's gonna replace these people at all times. We just killed the new leader of Al-Qaeda like 2 weeks ago. You think there ain't already another nigga that's like, hey, whatever the fuck they do, I don't want to do any like noises or whatever, but whatever they do, they back at it. We ran that. Get it up. I believe murderers have a chance to plead their case. So murderers could plead their case. I'm confused.
I mean, I only way I understand it is like he's saying like self-defense or some shit.
Oh
Or
yeah,
like
Charles, you wildin'. They're just gonna lock your ass up. That's a wild. That's why you don't want to fuck with China. You'd have been right there with the Uyghurs, nigga. You relax. You don't want to. You
the
don't want to fuck with the
Uyghurs.
Chinese.
He
You
was
right
like
there
the
with the Uyghurs.
niggers, the Uyghurs. What's the difference?
Throw them in there, nigga. Re-education camp. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. But
But
no,
now
that's
we
a
all done some stupid shit to a certain degree where if all eyes or if things were as tight as it should be, we would have got caught.
yeah. And not even
Or
necessarily getting caught. It's like we can clearly see when somebody's over punished for something. Like we can clearly see that. Like, come on. But that's what's looking like it's gonna happen. They say, like I said, they had to charge it from what I'm hearing, from what I was reading, because that's the only way you can kind of initiate trades. There's another Marine who's over there as well, who's an American. They're trying to get him back. They try to hit him with espionage charges, but from what I was reading, he actually just got into a fight with Russian police. But they hit him with espionage because he's a Marine or something like that. They gave him 15 years of hard labor. At least Brittney Griner got 9 years in the camp. Like, yeah, it is better. He got 15 years of hard labor. It's like, goddamn. So I'm not mad at the defender trying to get out. I have a problem with people saying, "Well, it's this other country's law, so let's tell them how to govern their laws." I don't think nobody's telling them how to do their laws. They're just saying, "Hey, we want the American system back." I think that's it.
Me personally,
Like,
I
I'm
don't give
not
a fuck
mad
about
at
their
Russia. I'm
laws.
not mad at Russia for having laws. That's their laws. That's their laws.
Me personally, them having laws not gonna make me feel a certain way about how they treat humans. I don't give a fuck what your laws, nigga. We got human laws. How about that? And your laws don't oversee human laws.
Yeah.
And what you doing to her ain't fair. So that's how I look at shit. I don't give a fuck about your laws. If your laws are going against some shit that's bigger than that, then fuck them. And they should be checked, essentially.
You
Now,
want the
obviously, I
American
don't think it's
system in
that deep.
Russia? Who said that? Did Bryce say? I don't know who said the American system. I don't know who said that. I said people just want the American system back. I don't know who said that. I just want Russia to start implementing the same laws as America. I would just assume that when there's American, it's like I said, it's not like Brittney Griner got like arrested and they gave her the typical time they give people that this happens to. And we're going to reiterate this one more time. It's not like, hey, she got arrested. We've seen other people get arrested for this with more, and they get this type of fine and this type of sentence. Oh, you have less than them, but you're famous, so we're gonna give you more time, and we're gonna make you pay more money. You can't see that there's clearly something going on there, and that's not what I'm saying. You don't see the correlation. It's like in America. It's like what happens in America. You like if we have two people commit the same crime, a black person and a white person, and we could see the black person got raked over the coals, but this person got a slap on the wrist. Although they did something, bad, you can't see, oh, hold on, we gotta look at this little bit of injustice here going on a little bit. I think that's more the conversation than like, but I digress.
Yeah, cause I mean, there could be corruption inside of their laws. Apparent, like that's apparent, like that's what's happening right now. They're being corrupt to make a political point or get their way, right?
Pretty much.
So yeah, they have laws, but what happens when they have corruption inside of those laws? Do we still be like, well, that's their laws? Like, do we ignore that because it's their law? Like, just like it was the Germans' law
We gonna
to
get into
fucking
Sandy
kill Jews. So we like, oh, it's the law. Like, what are we saying? It was the law that we were less than animals. Like, it's the law. Like, so how far does that go when it comes to like shit being corrupt as well? So it's like, I think that's what you're missing. It's not that we like, oh, if they charged up with 3 months in probation, we wouldn't be complaining. If they charged up with a year,
I'd be like, sit your ass over there for 3. I'd be like, sit over there. But when we get
9?
severe punishments that aren't typically given out, then it's like, all right, something's going on here.
So yeah, it's not even saying.
But it's no
that.
trip because we already know she's about to get swapped out. So there's not even a question. Like, she's not gonna serve them 9 years.
Yeah.
But we can get to another case that just happened. That boy Alex Jones got hit with the 50 mil.
What happened?
Pretty much 56.9 million.
That's
In damages. Not according to him. I mean, obviously he's gonna say that, but not according to him. According to him, he's broken. 2 million is gonna break him. But according, he got the Sandy Hook family's got $46 million. It's only the first lawsuit. I think there's 2 more lawsuits, one in Connecticut and one I think maybe they said Arizona.
How the fuck are they getting money for something he said? He ain't shoot him.
Because defamation. Because
he said
pain and anger. Well, when you say that, hey, these people are Christ actors, their kids aren't really dead, and it's not even necessarily really that. This is what I'm getting from this whole media apparatus. We can get into that in the conversation as well. It's not really that. It's not necessarily that he said that, right? It's more that his fans and people reacted to that and were harassing these families outside their home, sending them threatening letters. Dude, I think that's if he would have just said it and nothing would have happened to the families. I don't necessarily think people would have cared because that's a lot. We'll just get into that, but it's because people acted on it and they harassed the families and they did these things to the families, and that's really why he got hit with that.
But can all the families actually prove that?
Well, it's not all the families. It's only a couple. It's like 3 or 4 people. That
okay.
It's not, I don't think it's all because I think it was like 26 kids passed away. So it's not every family. I think it's just a select few families that are
And I'm just asking questions. I got more to say on it. It's already guaranteed that he got to pay that.
No, because from what I was seeing, like they put that headline out there, but if you read in the Texas law for something with punitive damages, it says the max cap you can get is $750,000. But the lawyers say we're gonna fight to give them the full thing. So it's kind of like a media thing. It's like, look, this is what I say about the media shit too, because media people probably know that it's really capped at $750, but they're putting that out there. I feel like it's kind of like a scare tactic because we've been talking about the COVID now thing. So
I think they're trying to make him settle. Essentially, that's what I'm getting at. But
I think you can settle once you got a judgment already. You're supposed to settle before the jury makes their decision.
Oh, they already came to all these conclusions and stuff.
Yeah, they did like a 7-day trial already.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that was that far.
No, they're done with it.
So I mean, I can get to a certain degree because I mean, you can incite and you can get charged with inciting a riot. So I can see how you can basically verbally abuse somebody and verbally bully somebody online, especially if you have platforms. And then my biggest question was, did he actually individually mention these people's names and put pictures up or stuff like that, or was it just saying Sandy Hook families were bullshitting? Was he broad or was he getting specific? And
I'm sure he wasn't like naming like Sally Louise's kid. Really, I think it was more like the Sandy Hook families. This is a false flag by the government. Yada yada yada. This is fake. They're Christ actors. Nobody really died. And then then it went to shit.
So my thing is like, I guess you can argue that, but I'm like, well, nigga, I ain't say every last fucking person in the family. And how can they make it? How can you prove that was the reason that I was like the reason that these people got angry at you? Like, I don't know. I feel like, say it was like 2 or 3 families that were crisis actors and they really didn't have any kids there that was on the media, on the TV, but actually family did get actually murdered. Would he still be wrong in implying that or saying that? So I feel like his lawyer can make.
Well, I think if that was provable, then I don't think that they'd be able to kind of dispute that. But if it's not provable, then they're still kind of like, oh look, you're getting these families harassed. Now this is what I said about Alex Jones. I said like even about a bunch of media people, like I know the thing with media is be provocative, to kind of be over the top. He said I didn't even think it was fake. I just seen people covering it and they brought up a couple little things and I kind of brought up on my show and he kind of went real hard into it. I think it's easy. The best thing to say is, okay, yeah, this mass shooting happened, right? Because this is the gist of it, essentially. The reason he said it was fake, it was just so that Congress and whatever can ramp up like the 2A, take away your guns type shit. Sound like we see every time, right? So a shooting happens, take away the guns. You could just say that, like, hey, these people are standing on the graves of these kids to take your guns away without saying, this shit is fake. The parents are fake. There's no dead kids. It's like, all right, bro, you ain't got to do it. Like,
look, he ain't the only one. Relax. I've said my piece about this before. I'm not gonna speak on it.
Don't say it here. Don't say it here, nigga.
But I go listen to some B.O.B. I think it's Elements. That he talk about this. If you want to get some of the media's errors during the broadcasting, because they had people saying things while they didn't know camera was on and stuff like that. That's from the actual day and things like that of being live. So it was some skeptical things. Did it or did it not happen? I can't say at this point. But it was other things that was in similar shootings that I felt that way as well about with the church and stuff like that. So I don't want to get into that bag at all. But damn, it was something else I was gonna say about the situation. Oh, the 50
He
mil.
said
The
this
50,
man just said BLB had the real facts. I don't think he said he had the real facts. I think he said he
had
brought
proof.
up something.
How what? I'm confused because he's a rapper. He can't be smart and educated and research. What the fuck are we talking about? A comedian, Dick Gregory, literally got selected to be a presidential nominee, and he had no political. What are we talking about? And this nigga got one of the best research teams ever. After all this shit happened, like what? He was just a comedian. If we're gonna go down that lane, what are we talking about? That's weird. But to Charles, I don't know. D-Fran would be more up on this than I am. I feel like Alex Jones had 50 just off before he got canceled on YouTube.
I'm sure he obviously he's gonna downplay it. He doesn't have any money, right? He's gonna say, I don't have no money, I don't have this, I don't have that. I'm sure those type of fans, Alex Jones. When I watch Alex Jones, like I just watched the Alex Jones documentary the other day, right? It was like his rise to what he is right now. And he was going to all these like Trump rallies. He was going to election rallies before the 2020 election. He went to the January 6th rally. Like these people, these massive people, like he is like their mouthpiece, right? So I don't believe that motherfuckers ain't buying all the pills he's selling. I don't think that motherfuckers ain't buying all the t-shirts he selling. He got money. I don't believe that he don't got no money. But I ain't gonna want to pay $50 million either. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No,
Even if I had $50 million, if I had $100 million and they said you got to pay 50, I don't even want to pay that 50. I know I got 100, but I don't want to pay 50.
No, paying 50 gonna slow some shit down, but I don't think it's crippling him. But yeah, it'll slow shit down. I'm sure you gotta pull that out of investments. I'm sure you have that money planned for other things. I'm sure that hurts. I'm sure that hurts. But when you think about, let's just estimate Kevin Samuels off people like Fresh and Fit off donations alone, they make thousands in a day.
Yeah,
in a day. Kevin Samuels
I saw a report that during the Sandy Hook thing that was going on when he was getting really popular around that time. Well, he was popular before that, but like around that time, they said he was making like $800,000 a day. It didn't last forever, obviously, but around that, he was making $800,000 a day.
I believe it because you're not taking on advertisement. You're not taking about the YouTube pay when you get millions of views on YouTube. You're fucking already rich. Throw donations, throw Patreon, throw his website he already had, throw the merch he be selling. That nigga got bread. Yeah. That nigga been a figure in America for about 20 years. Joe Rogan. This is been around for a long time.
This is my main metric for like if you are actually have a rabid fan base and if you're really successful. If you could take people off site, if you could take people off the most popular platform and move them to your platform, I think obviously you have like he's getting 300, 400,000 views on his website, just not even being on YouTube. That means people got to go to it. You got to search it up. It's not as convenient as YouTube. Like you got to actually go out to want to watch that shit.
And how many you said?
Like 400. Like shit, some videos got millions of views, but it just depends on what he's talking about.
That's crazy. Because even think about this, like from what you said is 100% right. Then you got equate just being on YouTube alone, videos just blow up for no reason because it just hit the algorithm right. And you equate for that, like so you already making money consistently. And the fact you bigger, you just gonna a lot of videos gonna just blow up bigger than you be used to. Like Mr. BC said, dude, 20 million a year off 100 million subs. That ain't including donations.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like he make way more than that. I ain't gonna lie to you. He got to.
Yeah,
he's talking about YouTube revenue. If you talking about YouTube, because he said he spends like $7-8 million a month sometimes on YouTube videos, so he's got to be pulling in more than 20 a year.
I would think if he had 100 million subs, he'll be making somewhere close to 50, maybe even $100 million. I ain't gonna lie to you, because the amount of views they generate just off being in the algorithm all the time, bro, is ridiculous. Like. These dudes make bank, and then we not talking like he ain't do live streams and shit like that. But bro, when you start talking about donations, you start talking about Patreons, you talk about merch that he's constantly selling. Those niggas be going crazy.
I'm talking net. Okay.
Maybe I don't know. I think it's still you talk just off. Okay, maybe on YouTube alone, but even off the fucking advertisements, I'm sure fucking Honey's paying that nigga $20 million.
If you advertising on his shit, you paying bread.
I think Honey by themselves paying that
maybe
nigga
even
bread.
8 figures. You might be able to pay 8 figures to brand deal on Mr. B shit.
Because his fan base is so fucking like lovable.
And
like,
he do it in a way to like get you to, hey, be a part of my next videos. Do this. Like he do it in a way to like where you kind of gotta go and fuck with the brand.
He do great advertisement.
So, but back to the Alex Jones thing, it's like, I think when people see you say like, "Damn, 50 million's a lie," like, how could you defend this guy? How could you do this? He like, bro, I don't agree with the Sandy Hook shit. I don't agree with it. I've never been into the mass shootings are fake. I've never really been that guy to be into shit like that.
So let me ask you this. Just a quick question. Do any like curiosity is like strikes you when you see cops laughing during an active shooting, like they're visually on camera laughing? Do you think those in your mind, do you think, because everybody just jumped to those dudes are sinister. Nobody jumped to maybe they just in there casual because ain't shit really going on. But they didn't know they was on camera. They laughing and a recent shooting. The cops was caught. I ain't want to say specifics and all type of shit. So do any inkling in your mind just go into like maybe, because that's what I thought when I see cops laughing. I don't think they laughing at the situation and circumstances. I think they laughing because it's a drill to them. It's fake.
I don't think so. My only reason I don't think so because it feels like.
So you think they sinister?
It's one of those things like a Bill Cosby being like, you got to get 80 people to be on. Like you got to get an entire town to kind of get on the same page of this is fake. I need this whole town to be actors in this movie. Like all these parents who's trying to run past police to get inside, like all the kids. It's too many factors for me to believe that all those people are actors. That's why I don't be believing shit like that because there's just too many people.
That's possible. So my next question is, that was just a question. I said this was a thought. I didn't do no research. I never said I believe 100%. That was just a thought. Next question. Do you believe that it was just one dude, that young boy, or do you think it was some actual organization that actually did it? When you see them laughing and stuff like that, I'm just wondering, do we just think, oh, they just laughing and kikiing because whatever, or do we think like maybe these niggas are some villains and they are part of this shit? That's like certain shit that pop up in my head when I see niggas laughing. I don't think, oh, these niggas just laughing because whatever, like they joking, but how could they be ignoring what's really going on? Like, I don't think it's that. I think it's maybe them niggas involved. They don't know they being watched. Or maybe it's some fake shit. But when you bring up the arguments you did, it's hard to argue against that. How can a whole fucking community buy into
nobody
that?
know that
it's hard.
It's like a whole community. Like
it's definitely tough. My thing is like, well, you only have to fake one classroom. Maybe you fake the names in that classroom. Maybe nobody that actually live in that town, kids was in that classroom. It'd be hard because the conversation to get out, but I don't know. I'm just saying it's possible, but no, I don't know. It's when you bring in that argument, it's hard to argue against that. It's the same argument when they talk about the NBA and it being rigged and everybody knowing it. I'm like, I don't know if everybody know it. I think the refs just know it, but that's easier argument than this one. So yeah, you got me on that one. It's not much I think
as far as the conspiracy theories, I don't think nothing is fake, right? I don't think I don't never think people didn't really die. The bigger argument for something like that would be, is it and I'm not saying these things are, but I'm saying, is there a governmental aspect to something like this happening? Like, are they willing to risk actually killing people to push an agenda? That's more of the like when they like, I really want to get into this shit. Like, but let's just say, New York. Big time, right? When people say that isn't whatever, it looked like actual explosion at the bottom. Like that's more believe like, hey, we're willing to the big G is willing to risk killing these people to push an agenda rather than like, oh, that shit's just fake. You know what I'm saying? It's more believable to be like they're just willing to risk killing people for their agenda.
No, that
would make more sense to me. They're like the whole thing is just fake.
Chronicle Judas, if anybody watch him, he used to be on YouTube active. He basically on Patreon now, but he talk about that. He was like, I think they really be wanting blood. I don't think they just be playing. And I was like, I ain't really, because it's been shit where I'll be doing all the research, but I could be wrong, especially not having everything. You ain't at the damn scene. So he's saying, yeah, it's real. Maybe it's possible. I get that argument from what you're saying too. It's possible. It makes sense
I think
because
a
when
lot.
you,
Also, people are
especially,
inclined to think shit's fake just because, like, maybe just distrust the government and just distrust or whatever. And just, I mean, like, we can't act like certain things are far fetched. Like, we know that we know that like literally government agencies was pumping drugs into communities. Like, we know these things have happened. Stop it. I mean, I didn't say nothing was fake, so I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say nothing was fake. So I don't know. Maybe talking to you, but I mean, you didn't necessarily outright say it's fake. You said, there's, whatever. But
there's questionable things happening around those circumstances, and maybe you like it's questions that I'll never be able to answer. Like for instance, like with the church thing. Like I'm about to switch the topic, but it just like stuff to, like to give people an example with the church thing. There was no blood from the people walking in and out. Like if there was a massacre on the inside, why don't you see any blood on the? Because they had basically after photos and shit like that. And it was like people even around the town said there really wasn't no ambulance. There was only like a few ambulance. They didn't really see anything like crazy. Like that was testament from people there. Then it was an interview with the kid. It was a son and a daughter, bro. And they being interviewed at the school like a day or two after the shit happened. And essentially, bro, while they being interviewed, they laughing. Like they giggling. And to me, it felt weird because I'm like, bro, how could they be laughing? And then not only were they laughing, they was like, yeah, man, we just gotta love that dude. We already forgive him or what happened. And like, bro, their mom was just killed in cold blood.
are you talking
And
about the Dylan Roof? Are you talking about Dylan Roof?
I don't know. It's these niggas'
The guy that
name
killed
all
the
be the
black
same.
people?
In the church,
Yeah.
Charleston, whatever.
Yeah.
You want to?
I don't want to. I don't want to.
I'm about to say. I was just
I
gonna
don't
say.
know nothing about it. I just know that they say he prayed with him and killed this amount of people.
I was just talking about the interview.
Okay, you talk about the interview. I don't know nothing else about what I just know he killed people. He's in jail. That's all I know.
Nah, I just wanted. I was like, did you want to show the interview? But it was only like a 2-minute interview, and it was just weird to me, like their energy and their response on how quick they was like, let's just forgive him. We was brought up in the church, but it felt so fake, and they supposedly the parents of this person. And it's like I don't know how the fuck to feel about that when I see them laughing like a day or two after they saying, oh, we already forgive the dude. Like they pushing this forgiveness narrative of some like a nigga that just murdered your whole community damn near. Well, a big portion of your community. So I didn't know. Shit like that used to make me have a lot of questions to like what's going on. And would I be 100% right? But no, I'm not gonna sit up here and say all these mass shootings every time is just completely some crazy dude going crazy and there's nothing else to that shit. I don't know. I don't be always believing that. For instance, the Boston bombings. There's a Boston bombing. There was a bombing in France, and then there was a bombing somewhere else.
Oh god,
nigga,
pray for my channel, nigga. Pray for my channel,
nigga.
What did the nigga say? In Grand Theft Auto, nigga. In Grand Theft Auto. In Grand Theft Auto.
In Grand Theft Auto, yeah. In Grand Theft Auto,
it
was a bombing. Auto. It was a bombing in 3 different cities on Grand Theft Auto, and the people that got interviewed at all 3 bombings just so happened to be at all 3 places. And one of them even admitted to being at all 3 places. So it'd be like shit like that is like. But see, then there was a shooting. There was a shooting. My last one.
Hold on, you rolling. Hold on.
My last one.
Hold on. Maybe, see, this is what I'm saying. Maybe, for that example you gave, the person being in all 3 places, right? I think I've seen that thing coming. I go around.
And it was not just, it was like more.
Let's just say, what happened wasn't fake, but like I said, maybe there's governmental things where they just don't give a fuck about people really dying. See, like I said, I feel like that instance would be, to me, that instance is more logical than like just these events being completely fake and nobody died. I think there's more like, hey, we're willing to kill X amount of people to push something. I think that's more believable.
So what's fake
I'm not saying that's what happened,
it?
But if I had to choose 2 conspiracies to really hone in on, either it's just outright fake and everybody's an actor, or government's willing to do whatever, I can, could say that's more believable than just nothing happened at all.
Okay, so what I think most conspiracy theories say, they will swing between there's actually people dying and no one's dying. But what they'll say is fake is the news. What they'll say is fake is like them not knowing about Pearl Harbor before it got bombed. Or if they had people ready for an interview that know the Boston bombing was gonna happen. So it's not like it was some random event is what we're trying to call it fake. It's not some like a terrorist attack. We're saying the narrative what they're pushing, how it was
Yeah, you can.
planned, how it was a planned event is fake. My last point, there was a shooting in Florida.
Oh, you just keep cooking a couple more points, huh?
I said my last one. It was a shooting in Florida at the gay club, right? There's live footage of people being carried off because they on camera, fake blood on them. Then once they thought they were off camera, the people drop them, put them down, and the people just start walking like it's normal. When you see shit like that, you can't be like, oh, well, yeah, it definitely happened. It's no question about it. And it wasn't just one person. It was multiple people, multiple different instances during that live. Like they were showing live footage from different news channels because they wasn't it's a bunch of people acting what we believe. A bunch of people acting. The cameras ain't gonna be 100%.
What you believe, nigga?
No, I'm saying like conspiracy theories.
As a people. Okay,
conspiracy theories. That's why I was like.
Okay.
So when you see it's not just that person being carried off, it was probably like 7 other examples of those same circumstances where these people are not really hurting, they're faking it, and they got caught on camera. They just thought the camera wasn't on no more. I'm gonna start bringing up a lot of questions, whether it's real or fake or something. So that's all I'm saying. It make me question shit. And to think that Alex Jones got millions of people because he's just a kook. I think everything's 100% no.
Back to Alex Jones, the person. Forget Sandy Hook, rest in peace. Forget everything else, rest in peace to everybody. I think when people say like, how could you defend, not even necessarily defend, how could you not like just be like, this guy's outright piece of shit, cancel him, get him out of here. It's because I ain't gonna lie. The way I look at America now and things that are going on, eventually, and this is my thought process, if you don't conform to whatever they want you to conform to, you're just gonna be the next him. If you're not down with the kids doing this and teaching the kids that and doing this and this being out like this, oh, you don't want people going to drag. Like, it's like this. It's like if I say, oh my God, look at these. It's like if I had a big audience and I said, bro, they're fucking taking kids to drag shows. What the fuck is going on with America? Why are we okay with taking the kids to drag show? And I say that, like, this is a fucking travesty. This is evil. And it just so happens that one of my fans take action and do something. I'm not telling them to do shit, but they do something. And then it's on, you know, the person. But I'm still just saying my belief. I don't think kids should be a drag show. I had a coworker show me like a drag show shit, the thing they was doing there. That shit ain't no place for no kid to be. I mean, that was an extreme drag show or some shit, but definitely there shouldn't be no kid at that drag show. From what I saw in that video. But my thing is like, even when like what Charles said about the vid, like, we see people get taken down, whether it's misinformation, not this, that, I don't know, because I'm not a fucking scientist. I don't know, man. I don't know what's the truth, what's not true when it comes to that shit. Stay home, clean your hands off, wear a mask, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But I feel like it's like it starts to spiral into another thing. That's how
my biggest thing is like, it only dangerous in that is when you just want to be the biggest person ever. When you not focused on just building a core fan base and you like constantly just trying to do it for people that just like you for the moment instead of sticking to like your core fan base. I feel like that's the shit that be mattering. Because when you got that core fan base, who gives a fuck if they try to cancel you? Who gives a fuck if people don't like you? Because just like you said, Alex Jones could bring a whole other site, people to a whole nother site. I feel like that'd be like the good shit. Like, I feel like he's uncancelable essentially unless he really do some heinous shit. Because people gonna keep supporting him. People gonna keep buying his merch. Like, you can't cut off his bank. You can't cut off like shit like that. It would only
be they tried to do all that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like Alex Jones had the ultimate like cancellation. Like one day, like it was Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything wiped away. Patreon, it wiped away. What else is there? Even like credit card processing companies were not allowing him to use their processors on his website. Like, it's like, bro, you're like, we're trying to delete you forever. And that's another level, right?
But let's be real.
And I don't know what my point was after that.
There's still a way around that. At the resources he's
found the way around it. However, he's getting money.
He could have created his own. He could have got an app to make his own payments and shit like that. He could have got an overseas account. Like, at the end of the day,
he was gonna figure it out with the resources he had at that point because he got so many people invested in him that's got millions. It's a lot of people with money behind him as well. He ain't just
that's why I'm not
it ain't
really.
a bunch of cooks that's just supporting him either.
When I see like Alex Jones has to pay $50 million, I could probably bet and put money on that his supporters would pool together to pay off his debt. Like I ain't gonna like. I'm not like, bro. He probably has like
Alex Jones coin.
probably billionaire like Republican donors that would like that watch him, listen to him, all these type of things. Who would
like a football player that was great at a college. No sponsors gonna always take care of you, nigga. You can always come back here and get a job here. Yeah. Like that's how it is when they love you, bro, and that's the important, bro. Like.
And my thought process with Alex Jones is, and what I'm seeing is like, there's people that are on the internet that say a lot worse shit than Alex Jones ever says. Because I've looked up Alex Jones like on the Southern Poverty Law Center. They kind of like tag people like hate group, extremists, white supremacists, white nationalists, neo-Nazi, right? So I went to his thing, right, and they label him as a anti-governmental like agitator type thing, right? What was I about to say? Like, then they have like the white supremacist. I would assume they would have had him in like the white supremacist area, but they just had him in the anti-government area, right? They didn't have him in the racist. They didn't have him in the white supremacist. That's in the anti-governmental. I think people really don't care about what you're saying until you can influence other people. Like Jesse Lee Peterson probably says worse shit about gays, about everybody than Alex Jones does, but Jesse Lee Peterson doesn't invoke any like actual action in people that from what we see. So he's fine to still be on YouTube. But you can probably like logically look down and look at their conversation they have and say Jesse Lee Peterson maybe says more what homophobic things or more whatever you want to call it than him. It's just we don't really care until you can influence people. And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah,
once you
influence too many people,
we're gonna try to get you. We're gonna try to get you out there.
I want to be careful with the word influence because a lot of people will take it on like he's directly influencing them to attack him. I think it's more influencer, like he's well researched. He actually talks about shit that people care about. Not all the time, but enough for people to be invested. It's more like a Jesse Lee Peterson, and he talks about shit, but he don't really get down to the real grit of things. Like you said, he's a threat to the government because the shit how deep he goes into certain conversations. He's a threat to certain organizations as far as Alex Jones. So I feel like and people believe him. That's what makes him influential more than like he caused the fucking White House attack when everybody rioted. Because that's what they'll try to make it seem like he's that type of influencer. Like he actually got street people.
When I say influence, I don't mean just violence. I mean like
I know, but I think that's what people will take it.
Whatever. Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about like your actions. Like if I say something to people right now, like, "Hey, this is that," and they internalize it, and they start going on Twitter, and they're espousing the same beliefs as me. I feel like I've influenced them to think that way. Once they feel like he's influenced people to think a certain way, whether it's about the vaccines, whether it's about this, whether it's about that. Obviously, you can point out some maybe like you can say violent harassment things with Sandy Hook, and also with the whole. I want to get you into another thing, so that when I say this, we're gonna move on past it. But the gate that has to do with a cheesy Italian pepperoni filled thing. We talk about pizza, you know what I'm saying? We talk about type of shit like that. If somebody actually went up there and like shot a place, like, well, hey, he told me that this is going on here, so I had to come in. That's what I mean. Like you could pick out those certain, things and people will latch onto those out of the entire, But I just don't. It's just hard for me to be like, I'm expressing my views. I know I have viewers. But the point of my job is to express my views. Whether you agree with my views or not, whether you think I'm being extra or not, I don't know how accountable I can be for what other people do. Like from like I don't know. This may be a media narrative, so I'm not saying this is a legitimate thing, right? So they say that the Black Lives Matter guy that killed all those Dallas police officers killed them because he heard Obama speaking about police. I mean, he's obviously killed police officers, but he spoke about them in not just a positive light. So I wouldn't say, oh, that's Obama's fault that he went and shot those police. Like, I just wouldn't, unless he like actually directed, hey, come to the streets and do X, Y, and Z. I don't know if I could particularly blame you for that. But I think it's a convenient way to get people out of here by like, well, your supporters think you're saying this. It's the same thing right now. Like I say shit. I'm gonna say a whole bunch of shit on this podcast, and people are gonna get on comments or whatever and twist it into some shit I didn't even say. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah, it's they only use that for the people they don't like because it's a string man argument. It's one of those. It's one of those ones you really can't never win and never can really prove against people. They can just always make that a point against you. Andrew Tate and his brother said some interesting things about how like the fact that he got accused for being a woman beater and like how people still bringing up this shit that happened like 20 years ago, and even then the girl had been came out and talked about it like it wasn't that. Niggas are lying. Niggas are making more than it is. She's literally still involved with Andrew Tate to this day, but people are still bring it up because that's what media like to do. Once they put that on your name, like even when Kobe died, Gail was like, well, you know, even though it was disproven that the lady was a slut, she was a whatever, she had multiple semens in her, but we gonna still bring it up. So
even these two examples, right? So like, there was a guy who shot up a congressional baseball
fucking
game,
hilarious.
Right? He shot police officers. No, he shot at Congress people, and he was a Bernie Sanders supporter. Like out, you see on social media, nobody blames Bernie Sanders for that, right?
Yeah.
Because you know
they wanted to make it stick.
But because even if you look at Bernie's message, the corporate greed, the people in Congress, they don't care about you. That can make people feel like, you know what, fuck them people.
Well,
but
he ain't like that.
You see a guy who killed all those Muslim people in Australia or New Zealand, and in his manifesto he mentioned like people like PewDiePie, and he mentioned people like Candace Owens. That's attached to them forever. This mass shooter said your name because it's like, bro, we can do that for anybody.
Yeah. But they only
anybody, but it only latches to certain people, and that's why I think it's unfair. Like I said, whether you agree with these people or not, I just like to see fairness throughout the entire system.
Yeah,
as far as people go.
Well, we talk about how nasty media is with that. They quick to bring up the conversation or whatever it is about you and your downfall without any context, without any research, and then when it's proven that hey, you didn't go through that or you didn't do it, it's quiet. So it's that's like you said, you want to see people be treated fairly. That in itself not fair. You're gonna blow the shit up, have that shit stick to my name forever because people are not gonna go get context. People are not gonna get clarity for this situation. So all they are left up to the conclusion or assumption that I may have done it, may have not, but for the most part, when it's the media against you, they gonna push the narrative that you probably did it, and that's what most people are gonna believe. So yeah, we see that in itself where it's not fair, bro. So yeah,
I mean, I think that's really the thing that aggravates me the most is because, like I said, I feel like I'm pretty split down the middle type of guy. So it's like I'm just not either on whatever side. I just look at each situation. I kind of try to dissect each situation differently. But it's like when you see the prosecutors tell the jury, "Fuck was that?" When you see the prosecutor tell the jury in the Alex Jones trial, like, we want to take away his right to broadcast. This is a summary. We never want to allow him to get on there and speak. We want to ruin him. To where this guy can never speak, he's vile, he's whatever. But we be having like these mainstream media entities lie to us all the time, and niggas ain't trying to get them out the fucking paint. They lie all the time.
It makes you so frustrating, bro.
That's what frustrates me. It's like, bro, I just want consistency on all sides. But there'll never be consistency on our side. Like, bro, they literally be lying about a whole bunch of different shit, and we just be like, well, it's mainstream media, so fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, let them rock.
And it's an amazing point to don't look up. They make you look crazy because it's like, all right, look, they charging me for some shit that everybody else already do. So then I start pointing the finger, well, this government do it, they did it. This example that they start looking at, oh, this nigga a kook, look at him go crazy.
He's like, going crazy.
He's dead ass right. And so that's what will frustrate you. Imagine being him in that situation, or imagine being in that situation where it's you against the media. No matter what you say to people, they looking at you with like they sideways and shit. Cause like they listening to the media more than they gonna believe you. They trust the media more than they probably your family probably even looking at you twisted. And it's like you get to arguing, you start making your cases, you make your points for why other people are worse than you, all this other shit. Nobody hears you, bro. You feel fucking crazy. And then it's like, you didn't do it. And you gotta deal with that shit for the rest of your life to a certain circumstance, depending on how big that shit was. So that shit could be very frustrating. That shit could really break people, bro. And I think we see it. That's their number one way of like counseling people, and a lot of times that shit work for people like Alex Jones.
Because they go off the
Andrew
rails and just look crazy. It's like, oh, you look crazy. He's wild. He's crazy. But then to come back, it's like whatever. Like like I said, I don't really care about this situation because like I don't really like look at people's kids in reflection of themselves. But a lot of people are attached. Just like the Hunter Biden laptop shit, right? People's discussing it. Oh, that's fake. That's fake. That's fake. That's not real. Twitter say you can't really post about it. You can't do this. They taking it down. I think it was New York Times, Washington Post. You can't post whatever, right? It's about Biden. They don't want it before the election. But then like months later, like, oh yeah, the laptop, the thing we was trying to, that was real. It's like, bro, what are we like? Come on, what are we doing?
Once again, don't look up. They ain't want to talk about it because it was right before election. Yeah, so I was gonna have another point. Fuck, I forgot.
But even like, let me ask. I don't want to get get too political, but this is just a question I got. And maybe they didn't know at the time. Maybe they're just talking out their ass. Say someone didn't want to get the poke, right? They didn't want to get the poke. But the only reason they got it was because they was watching CNN, MSNBC, and you have clips of this shit all over the internet of them saying, when you get this, you will never get it at all. I think even Biden said that. Are you not allowed to sue him for like, I don't know, that's some kind of line. Like, you got it twice, back to back. And he probably got everything. Is that not like a it may not be it had to be disinformation because they're leading you down a path that's not true.
And they knew it wasn't true during that time.
Like, bro, literally people on these shows saying, once you get it, you will 100% not get it ever again. Now, you could say, well, it was too early. They didn't know. Well, then they shouldn't have said that. Because the same way we hold Alex Jones' stand of he needs to know what to say. He got millions of people viewing. It go both ways. They both got millions of people watching.
And that would make sense if it was like 5 months later that they came out, or 6 months later that was like, damn it. It was like a week later that was like, you know what? Nah, we're going to need a booster. Nigga, that first was like, this is all y'all going to need. Nigga, 2 weeks later, they're like, we got boosters. Yeah. Like, so they knew this all the time.
You still ain't get it. I mean, I just never really see. I don't know. It's like I'm not against it. I just never
ain't got it.
I never got it. I don't know. Like, we see what's going on. Like, I mean, we pass the shit now. I mean, it's still around, but like, you don't see the hysteria about it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Like, it's not like I said, I'm not against it. I'm a bigger guy. I'm in the big person demographic, people who die from it the most. Maybe I should have got it if you're looking at it statistically. But, I don't know. I just didn't. I don't know.
Looking at it statistically, you shouldn't have got it at all because it was only a significant proportion of people that got it in the first place. If we really being like the amount of big people that died was still insignificant to the amount of big people that wasn't affected
that didn't get it and didn't die
or survived.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the monkeypox thing right now. Like, monkeypox is out. I mean, they already have a vaccine for that, but I'm sure it was already out because it was already a thing before. Why do you think it ain't that bad right now? I don't know.
It never was. If I'm gonna answer, it never was. Niggas will tell you what 2 masks, 3 masks. Niggas was saying you can go in big stores, but you can't go in small stores. Niggas was saying all type of shit that was just bullshit. COVID was the best
big
rollout.
Dog, big charge. You a big dog like me. Salute to you. Why do I think it's? I don't think. Let me say this. I don't think it's not as bad, or it's not whatever. One, it's not as publicized, right? They're not talking about it no more, really. And 2, I think honestly, if we sit out, I don't even want to get into this shit. But if we sit down like mass testing for the flu, you'll see like a significant spike in that, right? Like, if we mass test anything, we'll see higher numbers. Like, if we did a mass test right now in America for AIDS, you'd see a higher spike in like, you'll think it's a pandemic of AIDS right now. But just people weren't getting tested. They didn't know, but now they know. You know what I'm saying?
So
if we got everybody tested for cancer, you're gonna see a big. You're like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on with cancer? Like, I think when you mass test anything, you're gonna. And I know this is like the thing Trump was saying, but I mean, it is true. Like, if you test more people, you're probably gonna get more cases. So like, that's just what it is. Like, bro, you literally think about it. You had to take tests to go to work. You had to take tests. So think about we had to take tests for all these things every day. You're just gonna see a spike in pretty much everything. So
Common sense right there.
I mean, I don't know.
That was common sense. Now, hey, shout out Emerald Thoughts, my other channel. If you want to see my Alex Jones shit or shit like it, I used to go
But
crazy over
see,
there.
the monkeypox thing. The thing that's scary about the monkeypox is because niggas don't want to look like that. They don't want the shell over their face. They don't want the dots. They don't want the scabs. They don't want all that type of shit like that on their face.
Nah, I feel like COVID was the best rollout since like motherfucking Jack Harlow or some shit. Like that was the best rollout since like I don't know, like some great shit. Like
I think the thing with that is now every time there is something, now that every time there is some kind of medical anomaly spreading, it will be broadcasted like this. 'Cause I'm sure there's always been medical anomalies like this. Oh, there's 8,000 people.
always West
There's,
now.
there's 8,000 people that have something, but it's never been broadcast. Like now they see that it's like you test something. Now I don't say they test it out, but like now you see that that's always a big newsworthy thing and it gets a lot of clicks. Now it is,
The news has also realized that hey, a lot of times when we get views when we're scaring people, especially with health, because that's what really resonates with people. So they be advertising. It's great marketing for their shows and shit too. Because if you look at the news, bro, every other month there's some shit that's about to pop. I bet y'all forgot about the killer bees that came over, the killer hornets.
yeah.
Like there's always some shit. There's always some shit that.
Oh, my bad. The question was, why did the severity of the illness? I think I don't know. Is that me knowing shit like that? Because I'm not a
Because
doctor.
it never was a fucking problem. I promise you, it wasn't. It never was. Bro, Texas never fucking closed down. Let's be real. Like, we got to experience this shit like other people did. I know maybe where y'all from, y'all completely shut down. Nobody. We were moving like normal 2-3 months. Really, a month in, people were still moving normal. 2-3 months in, everything was back to normal. My brother started having football games probably like 5 months into COVID. Nigga, we were sitting right next to crowds of people. It wasn't no 6 feet, none of this shit. People was getting on planes, like, and you talk about high traffic areas. Like, Texas never locked down, bro, and we didn't drop like flies. We had some of the best numbers during COVID.
See,
the
I didn't
whole
know this was
time.
gonna be that type of podcast. Like I said, this is called Absolute.
Damn, why we conspiracy theories?
But it's not really conspiracy theories. Like these things are true. Like we literally, like I don't know if y'all watch like this, but I be watching like Senate hearings and shit like that. Like the lady who runs the shit literally couldn't answer them. Like, hey, were y'all calling COVID deaths people that just had COVID and died? Y'all just marketed it as that, or they actually died for like that? Like, that's shit that you gotta look into. I don't know. Look into it yourself. Look into it yourself.
Literally incentivized because they'll get paid for the more COVID deaths they can produce. So yes, they were doing that because it wasn't like
I'm just asking you to ask yourself these questions. Like, I don't never be one that COVID juju, so I knock on wood. But let me ask you quick. This is something you can verify but look up. And I don't know, like I said, I'm absolutely sure. I don't know if this is a common practice with vaccines, things like that. Why did the FDA say, hey, for the Freedom of Information Act about Pfizer's tests and whatever they did, the trials, you can't get these until 55 years later? Why do they do that? I don't know. This is a question you gotta ask yourself. I don't know.
If it was all good and kosher and 100% done in good faith, they wouldn't do shit like that. You know why? Because it would be no reason. It would be no reason. They clearly trying to hide shit. And guess what? Same shit with the JFK files. Once that shit, it was just time for that shit to come out. Biden was like, you know what? We're going to release a little bit of it, then still push back the rest of it to another like 10 years. So them niggas going to keep holding that shit. Because only reason they released this shit, didn't want to release it, because niggas still talking about the JFK shit. So
let me say this real quick. Shout out my nigga Muhammad Usman winning the Ultimate Fighter heavyweight. That's Kamar Usman, brother. He was on the hell. He knocked that nigga smooth out. Salute to him. But anyways, video out here now, most will be dead. I mean, you said it, not me. I don't know. I didn't say that. You said it. So what else do we have on the notes docket for today, man? We kind of went like off the rail. I'm not trying to shame you. I didn't get it right away. No shame. No shame.
I don't feel shame.
No shame. No shame. No shame at all.
I'm gonna quit my good paying job because they was about to do mandatory vaccines. I had no fucks given.
Oh no! If my job told me that, I would have got it. I would have got it. Like I said, I'm not against it to that point. Like I'm like whatever. And if I would have died in 50 years, I guess I would have just died in whatever.
I am. I got that God in me, and them niggas would have knew that, they would have put something different in my shit. Y'all might get the normal vaccine. They looking for niggas like me. I know it. I feel special. I don't trust niggas like that. That's why I don't go. That's why black people don't go to hospitals. We know what they do to our people. 1 minute I'm fine. Next minute, them niggas taking my DNA strands. I don't want to hear that shit. Oh, he fucking just collapsed out of nowhere. We don't know what it was.
I would get off this. It's not really conspiracy theory. It's like, but it's so much shit that you could look into. That's not like this crazy off the rails type shit. Like even like this. Think about this. I did a video about this. Y'all got me back on this bullshit.
Fuck you, flying that shit funny though.
Like, bro, it was like we talk about like spreading misinformation and all this shit. I'm kind of backtracking back to those times, but like, you remember when the Supreme Court was hearing the case of if we should make it mandatory for jobs to do it? The Supreme Court justice literally, when I forgot her name, Justice Sotomayor, she literally was like saying fake stats about it, like this amount of people died from it. This is deadlier than whatever. Like she was literally lying, and she's a Supreme Court judge. She's about to make a decision that affects millions of America with bad information that you can just Google. She don't got to Google. She's a fucking Supreme Court. She can talk to any scientist in the world and see like, oh, what you're saying there isn't right. But she was about to rule on something that she had all the wrong information on.
And she knew she was doing that. She emphasized, she wanted numbers that was exaggerated because it would make her case better. Everybody do that when they telling stories or when they lying. She did no different. That's common psychology. So yeah, what's nasty about it is she went to the table lying to get people to believe a lie. That was going to affect millions of people.
She's put out statistics like this. COVID deaths are at an all-time high. If she's claiming that there's 5 million people that died from COVID around the world, and now today there's 5,000,001, so now we are at all-time high, then technically she's correct. She is either severely misinformed, and I want to know. And this was during, she was saying that during like the Omicron wave, when it was like clearly it wasn't as severe as the beginning, as far as going to hospitals and doing whatever. Like that's the only thing. That's all. I just don't think the doctors are evil and try to. I don't think regular everyday doctors. I don't get into those type of.
It's some nasty.
I'm not saying it's not out there because obviously, like,
no, fuck that. I'm gonna speak on it. You said you don't know. I'm gonna speak on it because I got personal fucking living of this shit. They treat our people like shit in hospitals. They don't give a fuck about us, and it's nasty, bro. Every time K-Ray go to the hospital because of her fucking periods, they try to act like she's a fucking crack addict, and it drives me fucking crazy. Are you sure she didn't take drugs? Are you sure? They will ask her and me 100 fucking times after I reiterated no, and it didn't happen once. It didn't happen at the same hospital. Every hospital, the same fucking treatment, and don't want to give her no medicine to make her feel better. Here, drink some water. All this shit.
Yeah, there's like the black maternal. Why do black women die more than anybody else during birth? Because people think, oh, you're strong, you can handle it, or you're lying, you're this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's things like if you talk about shit like that,
they prescribe us.
He's more talking about like the experimentation side of it. You're talking about more the ethics and how do you perceive people side of it.
Well, y'all know we in my lane now. The ball's in my court.
No, it's in stream. See y'all later. Have a good night.
This is easy facts right here. It ain't even nothing deep. The number one organ sold the most is black people's organs.
Melanated organs. Where could I find that study at?
Look up the number one sold item on the black market. It's gonna be black organs. Look up how many fucking black people are missing. Somebody. You see it?
No, I'm just kidney. It just says kidneys.
But it's black people kidneys.
Well, it just says kidneys.
I had to do my research, but it's a thing. That was just to prove his point. But I was just being funny saying the ball in my court.
Here's what's true in my opinion: COVID is more deadly than the flu. Many people die from COVID, and COVID plus infections. The vaccine reduces symptoms. Yeah, that sounds like logical to me.
I disagree with you because, like we said with the lady that was asked in the Supreme Court, did these people actually die of COVID or die with COVID? It's a big
Oh yeah, well
difference.
see there's things like that. I think it is still like if we also compare it to the flu, I think it's deadlier. But if we're just talking about like, hey, there's a million deaths. Were all these million because or with? I think that's a different conversation, I guess, than if it's more
Yeah.
deadly, if it's not deadly. And yes, Bryce, our treatment in many hospitals less than that of whites. Also, I was watching. Also, last thing about hospitals, and we can move on from this. I watched an episode of Grey's Anatomy. I'm assuming this is true because the Grey's Anatomy has got more on their social consciousness over the past couple episodes or the past couple seasons. He was talking about how like even the metrics they use to qualify or disqualify people for organ donation is different for black people because they have like a different metric for black people. Like he was like, if this is a white woman, her metric would be in the range to get the organ transplant because the way that it was made and built to think that black people are a certain way biologically, she doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that, pretty much. Like if she was white back when they made the system, she would qualify. But since they look at black people a certain way, as far as whether genetically you could take more pain or this should be lower, or whatever, you disqualified from getting an organ transplant. So things like that as well.
Yeah, and it's deeper stuff that go into it. But no, the argument makes 100% sense, Charles. That was a Supreme Court argument.
Well, no. Let me clarify. When I say if you die with COVID, I mean like you got into a car crash and you had COVID, and they was marking some. They would, that's what I mean.
Or you had a heart attack and they said you died because of COVID.
Yeah, it's things like that.
And that happened a lot. It happened a lot. And it happened to a point where we can't be quite sure how high that number is. So was it more deadlier than the flu or not? I would probably say it was somewhere equal. But even then, people, are they really dying to the flu or do they have weak immune systems? Not so even the language in it alone is like kind of weird. If somebody can die to the flu, I'm pretty sure they can die to COVID and vice versa because of their immune system is weak. So I don't really think it's a battle of. I don't even think it's about the that was the original argument about COVID in my point in general. It ain't got nothing to do with the fucking the flu.
Well,
It got something to do with our immune system.
the way that COVID attacks your body rather than the flu is how it multiplies in your lungs a lot faster. So it is like a faster spreading, more deadly type of virus than the flu. But like I said,
Okay.
when we talk about like what is the actual, I think it's like I'm trying to do like the Alex Jones thing. Like I'm not trying to be like super over. Like they're all fake. I'm not saying they're all fake. I'm saying but like
A good
all the
proportion of
like
them
what.
probably was.
And I can't even say like I said, I can't even say a good proportion. Like I can't say that with like clear like
Well,
whatever. But
I
like
guess that's
if
the
there's a
difference.
million and there's 300,000 that were like with whatever, 600,000 people still die from it. But I would say like you got to see how people could be like kind of off putting by you adding those additional 300,000 to it.
I don't think it's more. I don't know if it's more deadly or not. I'm just saying that it's not even a case of the. It's not even about if any one of them are deadly. It's about your immune system. Any sickness to you can be deadly if you have a weak immune system. That's why the initial threats were to people that had risk of having a weak immune system. That's why they went and attacked older people. They attacked bigger people and things like that because typically y'all are known to have weak immune system. It's not across the board by any means, but that's why they went for y'all as far as fear. And then they also attacked black people with the fear tactics of saying, y'all know how y'all don't get treatments and things like that. So y'all are more liable too. So it was a lot of fear tactics and trying to make it seem like whatever. But I don't know.
Coming from the old head, shaking my head. Coming for the old heads.
I'm
Mana,
pretty sure people cough for blood with the flu. If you really get sick by the flu, like if people that die by the flu, I'm sure they cough by blood. Like, I'm sure they was doing a lot of shit before they died. Like you ain't just dying peacefully from a sickness that's got to your immune system. So I don't know. I think both. What are the? I'm pretty sure having the flu, you die of diarrhea or some shit like that. Who wants to die because you can't fucking stop shitting or some shit? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, coughing up blood or shitting to death. Which one's worse? I don't know. But I'm just saying the main focus was like, oh shit, there's this big crisis out here, and the only way that you can prevent it is through our fucking shot. Instead of being like, hey, let's work on the building our immune system through natural immunity. let's get these microbials in our system. Let's eat some yogurt because of the fucking things that it got in there as far as the
Probiotics.
like let's do like all these fucking natural things. Let's go outside. Let's be in the sun because the sun killed it. Let's do
Yeah,
all these different things.
that's my main point. I just don't like when we like shit on certain ideals. Like when you say, "Hey," like if you say, "Hey, this is affecting old people, so stay our ass inside, and y'all stay away from old people." And bigger people, this is affecting y'all. That's not like when people would say that, "Hey, fat people, this is affecting you more than anybody else." And statistically, you can see that going on. You're fat phobic, you're this, you're that. It's like, bro, these are things we should be addressing. Hey, if you fat right now, the best thing you can do is stay away from people and walk your ass outside 30 minutes a day, eat better, try to get your immune system up because this shit is like I said, they kill like you said, they kill every fat person because America still. But you can even statistics you can see where the deaths take place. If you look at a map of the world, most places that have the highest deaths are places that have a bigger population. Like when you look at Japan, you see they don't have as many deaths as
They
whatever.
live longer.
Japan traditionally is a smaller, skinnier society. Like it's just there, but people just don't. I don't know. It's just people don't say it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
even with the monkey thing, right? Like I said, I can see how it could be dangerous to like label it as a gay disease because people tend to like, oh, you think it's a gay disease? Any gay person, you say, oh, get the fuck away from me. Like same thing with COVID. Okay, from China, even though it did come from China, people's doing shit to Asian people. That's all wrong and shit like that. But like, if it's a disproportionately affecting a community, I don't think it's wrong to say, hey, that community, guys should, just be aware that this is affecting your community more than others.
yeah,
Now, all
I
that like
think
shaming you, and, hey, y'all need to be in lockdown forever, like that's different. But like, just
yeah.
address like, hey, this is affecting this community statistically more than anybody else. I think y'all should have a hypersensitivity to this thing.
No, I agree with you. I think black people should too. Our average age of life is way in America is way lower than other people averages due to like high blood pressure and shit like that we be having. So a lot of our people be dying at 50 and 60. Kevin Samuels is a good example. There's so many other black people that's died that young because of our health essentially. So no, it's very true. I get that, but
They're
like I said,
also
I
a more
wasn't.
clean society, and they were. But I mean, that may be true though. But we can't discount that statistically in America, if you look at the people that died, it's old people and people who are overweight.
But
Like
you
those
want
are
to
two
know
of like the big comorbidities for dying from COVID.
And another thing I really don't like about it though, because it's really like nothing had really changed, bro. Like we supposed to been washing our hands. People been nasty. All people should have been protected and not been around a bunch of people because like all these
Damn,
things are
Charles, you
all.
gotta relax, big dog. I'm a big nigga too, but I don't think I got all them the health problems at the moment. Let me ask this question, because I want to get a little bit more fun. We're getting a little serious, but I guess this isn't fun. But as a nigga with money, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know who you are. I don't know. Maybe you're well known. Maybe you're not. I don't fucking know. Maybe you're just a guy who's not known that got money. If you was big, would you are you opposed to just being like, I got money, fuck it, go get liposuction, just live your life, like just get the fat sucked out of you and just live a healthier life and just live your life? Would you be opposed to something like that? Quick, easy, simple. I'm not fat no more. Done. I would think it'd be a no-brainer. Fuck it. Like people, what they gonna do? They gonna talk shit? I don't want to be fat no more. I don't want to work out. And initially, I don't want to work out to get it off. I'll work out to keep it off now that I'm skinny. But fuck it, go get this shit sucked out of you. Go live your life. Maybe your blood pressure go down. You do all this. You got money. They do all the time. Who's the nigga? One of them rich families. He got 18 different hearts. Fuck it, keep kicking. I don't know. It was one of them families.
He
Rothschild,
said
something like
keep
that.
kicking is hilarious.
Like, bro, just go get a little sucked out.
I'm scared to get. I'm scared of surgery, so that's why I wouldn't be.
Oh,
able
for
to
real?
do
You
some
never
shit
had
like
surgery in
that.
your life?
No.
Oh. You think they gonna put the dick in your mouth like they did that lady?
They did.
You never seen that? The lady that's having surgery?
Nah, that's crazy.
You never seen that?
Uh-uh.
She was given a C-section in Brazil. And she was a little sedated because you know you gotta cut your stomach open. And the anesthesiologist was putting his dick in her mouth.
That's crazy.
Like, there was another video of a lady. She put a camera, like a recording device in her hair, and they was just like laughing at her body, talking shit about her. Like, oh my god, look at this. Ew, look at the lady was like this talking shit. Like, damn, bitch.
That's actually funny.
Why you gotta do all that type of shit to me? But I mean, yeah.
That's actually funny. The other one's nasty as fuck. And you know that wasn't his first song. He been dropping dick and sleep
No,
people
that's
mouth.
why they recorded him, because like they said we have a hunch that this is going on.
Y'all let the nigga keep doing it.
So they had to get.
Why
They had
I
to catch
gotta be a fucking?
it's like the thing. It's like you know somebody doing something, but you got to catch them in the act to really get.
That's crazy to have to catch a nigga dick in somebody's mouth.
It's
Now we
like-
gotta actually catch it.
It's like if,
That's
it's
some
like
perverted
it's like
shit.
if I assume that you was a thief at work, right? But we never caught you on camera. We got to let you try to steal one more time to catch you, bro.
Did they could have busted in the room? Like, I feel like they let the dick get in the mouth.
They had to record it. They had to let it happen.
Why you just couldn't? When he pulled his dick out, ain't that against procedure?
Hey, put your dick up.
Like,
Like,
why
hey,
you gotta
put your dick
wait
up.
for the act? Like, that's crazy.
And they said the lady didn't even know that it happened until she saw it on the news.
Like, warn me or something. They ain't tell a lady or nothing.
I ain't
That's
gonna
crazy.
see when you break it down like that. I ain't gonna lie. If I found out my wife got done like that during the surgery, and the other motherfuckers didn't step in at that moment, I'm gonna whoop his ass first for putting a dick in the mouth. Then I'm gonna have to go whoop everybody's ass that was in the surgery room that allowed him to continue to put the dick in the mouth. But to be fair, I think it was one of the nurses set up their phone and they left because they're not really supposed to be there. But she had to come in and get the phone after to see if he went through with the act.
No, I can understand that. That's funny though. Nah, but nigga, don't be testing theories. I thought they was like, nah, let's bring in another patient. We didn't catch him.
So Charles said he big. My nigga got asthma and he got hypertension. And obviously a nigga rich. So you wouldn't just get the light? Fuck it, nigga. You want to get old. I don't know how old you are. I think you said you was like 35. I don't remember what you said. You want to be old. You want to enjoy your money. You want to, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to, Look what Batman Kevo did. Batman Kevo went got liposuction, got fake abs. I think you gotta get fake abs and shit like that.
Nah, do
But-
it. Fuck it. That nigga
Fuck,
taking. That nigga
fuck
living his best life. He got his body done. Now he on boats and shit.
Man, come on.
You
man.
already on the yachts? All you missing is the BBL.
Yeah, don't tell my nigga he got to get a BBL now. God damn, that's a little extreme. That
Get you
nigga
some
said get a
abs.
BBL.
Get you some ass, nigga. They gonna put you under.
Treadmill.
They gonna put you under. They gonna give you the best meds. You can smoke that Cali weed. You good.
Oh man. Treadmill bike. All right, so you on your shit, I guess what you're saying. All right, I respect that.
I ain't gonna lie,
It's the
dog.
food. It's the food. Most definitely it's the food. It's the food. Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. I went to when I got married, I went to Costa Rica, right? And it could be stress too. It could be stress. I went to Costa Rica for honeymoon. I don't know if their food is just more natural, more whatever. I ain't do nothing but go to Costa Rica, eat, swim in the little private pool. But shit, I got back home. I lost 15 pounds. Like I said, I don't know if it's because there's no stress.
You was in that
and
sun
maybe
and
their
the
food is a little bit more natural than ours is. Because I was still eating breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like I wasn't not eating shit, but
yeah, the food, it don't got as many starches and all that shit. Then you out there in that sun. Being in the sun, bro, cooks so many calories off you alone. But I ain't gonna lie. I know niggas don't want to listen to the nigga that's already swole about
nigga that's already swole. Nigga,
about
you got that
workout
tight
advice.
ass shirt on. You ain't swole, nigga.
Niggas crazy.
You got a fake tight shirt on.
A fake tight shirt on. Nigga, this an extra large. No, I'm playing. I'm capping. This
This is a 3X. And look how
this hoe
look at
might be a medium. I ain't gonna lie. I was way smaller when I bought this shirt. But I ain't gonna lie. Even for me, like I was working out like probably like 2-3 times a week, bro. It's no benefit than like getting a personal trainer. Cause it's like it give you that accountability partner. It give you that person that's gonna constantly create creative workouts for you. It's not even that it's somebody that's gonna push you. They make it enjoyable because it's like you don't have to worry about the stress of doing anything or coming up with things. You just go in there, do their workout, talk to them. You get a new friend. It's a lot of things that I think it's a great investment for somebody that really want to take that serious. I ain't gonna lie. It's one of them ones that I think like if you get the right personal trainer, bro, the results gonna be so phenomenal, bro. And
I think what he said is more like he said. I think mostly it's the food thing. That's
It's
like 90. That's 90% of why niggas can't lose weight because of food.
It's the food thing, but when it become that food thing, you gotta think about how nigga I ain't a personal trainer. That was not an advertisement. That would have been a great one. I ain't gonna lie, but that wasn't an advertisement. I do got somebody if y'all do need somebody though. I got 2 niggas right now that could. Actually, I got 3 people I know that actually could help y'all get some in shape. But a part of it is too though. It's like what you eating, but once you start working out and stuff, your metabolism starts to speed up as well because of the energy that you burn into. So it's a mix of if you can combine both of those together, it's tremendous. So you can do one or the other, even with like you can work out all the time, but if you're still eating like shit, the gains that you're trying to meet gonna be a lot harder. So it's definitely a combo thing for sure.
Fuck that shit. Send me the money, nigga. I'll get the surgery and let you know how I go, big dog. fuck it, nigga. I'll be the test dummy. Send me the
I ain't
bread.
gonna lie.
If that sound crazy, invest in my body.
I don't know. That nigga, a skinny D friend gonna be. I don't know. I don't know how this nigga gonna be acting. The nigga
See,
gonna
the thing
become. The nigga gonna
is
become the supreme villain.
you like the ultimate because like you've been big your whole life. And when I look back at high school, like I wouldn't even like when I look at high school, like I was like I thought I was big as hell, but like you ain't really that big. But you gotta when you big, you gotta grow up, kind of be funny, have a personality. So if you skinny, you got a personality, you got a good life. Cause a lot of these skinny niggas, they don't have that personality because girls, whatever the fuck like that, and they like even for girls, like a big girl gets skinny, she already got the big girl personality, so she might be like the best person for you to go for. You know, I don't know.
Mr. Bitches.
Now
It's
I got a
crazy.
wife. No bitches here. No bitches. This my lovely, beautiful wife coming up on 3-year anniversary. Her birthday's actually this month, so you'll celebrate that pretty soon. So salute to my wife, my wife. But
Love her so
no,
much.
I love her so much. Anyways, well, we got anything else? Anything else that we missed? Oh, no, we didn't really got to talk about it. But what do you think? Let me ask you this. What do you think about this? What do you think about store clerks killing people who try to rob them? Good or bad?
They probably don't have to shoot them.
You think? Okay. I'm
They
trying to
probably
get your
can just let them
perspective.
run.
Okay.
I
What if
always,
they have a gun? What if they have a gun though, or they're attacking you?
if they're attacking you, I mean, I always think people should have some type of training with guns. You can shoot in non-lethal places.
Okay. Anyways, the only reason I bring that up because I've seen 2 store not even killings, but store related shootings / stabbings over the past couple of days. I saw an old man, a dude ran up in there with like an AK in LA. I think it was LA. He came in with the AK and said, "Good." The old man shot him with a shotgun or something like that. Boom, his arm. You hear the guy run to the car. He shot my arm off, bro. He shot my arm off. He said, "Fuck it. You come in here with a gun, I'm shooting you." I'm cool with that. If you run up in my store, you got a gun out there, you gonna kill me. I'm just gonna shoot. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let me tactically try to aim for your leg. I'm just gonna shoot because I want to go home. But there was another one that made me feel a certain type of way. So it was 2 guys walked to a smoke shop. If you can look this up on Twitter or whatever, I don't know if y'all want to watch it like this. Just type in like Las Vegas smoke shop stabbing. So one white dude is another guy. I don't know what color he was, but clearly it was a white guy. He grabbed like the tip jar, started walking off. The Asian guy was like, "You can keep that. Just go. Just leave. Just leave." So I guess in his mind he was like, "Oh, he's gonna let me steal shit and walk out." So then he attempted to steal some more shit. And while the white boy was trying to steal shit, the dude hopped over the counter, and the Asian got that knife. He started stabbing that nigga in the arm, in the back of the neck. The dude's like, "Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead." Like the guy who's getting stabbed. I was like, that felt a lot more unnecessary than the shooting to me. I don't know, because knife and stabbing is more like hand to hand. There's more you feel it, but that one had me feel a little bit uneasy when I saw that take place.
it's similar. I can understand coming from your perspective. Like I wouldn't even argue because you don't know what they're capable of. You don't know if he has a gun that you just haven't seen. So if you pull off your knife, he pull out his gun. You don't
Right.
have a knife or you don't have a gun, so you don't really want to warn them. Now that would probably be my thing. It's like I gotta catch him off guard. I understand that. Now maybe you put the knife to his head, but maybe your old dude you don't want to try to out wrestle him because he can just easily take the knife from you.
Yeah.
Like so, I can understand that. Maybe stab him once, but even then, it's like if he pulled his gun, he could shoot me one time. So it's me personally. I ain't gonna lie to you. All that shit insured. You can have it respectfully.
Yeah.
When it comes to merchandise and shit like that, you can have it. Now, if you threatening my life, which I would be scared. If I get the drop on you, I might shoot you. I might. But I'm also in that belief of like, your life is more precious than this shit. My life is more precious than this shit. You can take it.
I'm trying to put like full screen, but you can kind of see. This is a scenario. This is set up. Trigger warning. He said, "You can take the cash. Leave me the coins."
Oh, he shouldn't have jumped across. He shouldn't have jumped over. I wouldn't have. I would probably stabbed him once or twice. I would have poked him.
The dude turned around and he like stabbed him in the neck. I like, man, that's a lot. That's extra. That's a lot. That's extra.
Yeah, he ain't had to do all that.
That seems like that was a little bit.
Yeah,
But I
man.
literally saw a video of a. This is another video. This should be popping up on Twitter. I'm not on no side of Twitter where I want to see shit like this. But literally, it's like there was people in like, let's say a dry cleaners, right? And this guy walks up with his two friends in the dry cleaner. He tries to rob the front store clerk. There's a guy. You're not a part of this business, right? So you're sitting to the side watching them rob them. This dude pulled out his gun and shot this guy in the head 2 times, point blank range. That to me seemed a little extra. Now, like I said, maybe they tried to turn and try to rob you, but like, that seemed like a lot.
Yeah, because it's like, if you got tactical awareness, as long as you behind him, you can tell him, drop the gun. I got a gun on you. Don't do nothing stupid or I'll shoot you. You at least give him a warning.
He had no thought process. He just pulled out the gun and said, "Pop."
You can give somebody a warning. When you get the drop on somebody, you know they vulnerable. I feel like you can give them a warning because at that point you have it. Now that dude I thought was an older dude. He was a dude that was kind of athletic. He could have warned him. He could have got up on him and like, "Hey, bro, I got this knife, bro. Hey, if friend got a gun, I got this knife to him. If he move, I'm gonna fucking stab him."
It was a 20. The clerk was 22 and the guy he stabbed was 17.
Yeah, so he could have grabbed him and with a knife. A dude not gonna fight you if you got enough strength with a knife. If you completely weak, he may fight you. But he got up on him. He was aggressive. If your friend got a gun, I can. But I also understand a nigga not want to think that much too.
Yeah, I don't got time because if you got a gun, whatever.
I used to be that nigga, bro. We used to play BB gun fights and shit. Nigga point the gun at me, bro. We about to fight. Nigga, stop pointing the gun at me. Like, I hate this shit. Like, the thought of it just pisses me off, somebody pointing the gun at me. So I can understand a nigga putting me in that situation. If I got this right shit, if I got the shit on me to just end this situation, I might do it. Why? Like you said, I don't know the stability of this nigga mind that's robbing somebody. He see me and my nice car and my family. What's next? I ain't trying to be like, I don't want my kids being like Batman. And his father not fucking dead because I could have, fuck that nigga. Respectfully, he got caught in the wrong place in the wrong time. And like he said earlier, sometimes you pay the consequences for doing stupid shit. That's the unfortunate shit.
And I think at a certain point, like kind of like mishearing what I'm saying, not you, but the chat. I'm not saying he's wrong or right. I'm just saying the look of it is like off-putting. Like it looks extreme. Like the look of it. Like I'm saying, oh my God, he shouldn't have did it. The criminal. Oh my God,
I wouldn't have done it.
It looks crazy.
I wouldn't have done
it.
it.
When I was watching it the first time, I was like, bro, he stabbed him in the shoulder, stabbed him in the back, stabbed him in the neck. He had him turned around, like his face facing the door. Like he about to slit this motherfucker's neck. I thought about to slit his throat. I was like, this is some extra shit. But
yeah, I don't think you gotta. You could have poked him in the side. That's all you need to really do.
But speaking about that, you seen that car crash?
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous.
But that shit was wild.
I ain't gonna lie. I had this weird fucking thing because I like to watch shit like the universe, how it works.
Is it fake?
No. Not by any means. I like to watch how the universe works. The car that got hit just sped up naturally, probably not paying attention to nothing. If it just would have stayed at speed, it probably would have missed it by a few inches, right? Yeah. It's like it sped up, then slowed down, and it still had room to go forward. But it's like, it was, because you got to think, bro.
Do you think they maybe, do you think, because it was, I don't know which car it was that got hit, but I remember seeing it was a pregnant woman. It was the pregnant woman's husband, I say, and then an infant. Do you think maybe the person who's in the passenger saw them and said speed up, thinking that they was gonna miss them, but they actually got to the line of fire or the car or whatever the fuck?
That could have happened, but I don't how it was so much traffic going on. I don't think they seen them. and how fast that car was coming, they probably was you probably even couldn't even see them from the distance. When I don't think she's seen them, but it's just like when you think about universal shit, how like you got to be at a certain point at a certain time for some shit like that to happen. Because like if you would have left your keys at the house, or if you would have stopped at a light a little bit faster, none of that shit, you wouldn't even have been there. So the fact of how like all that shit conspire, and then you if she would have just slowed down too, if the lady that got hit would have just stayed her pace, she would have missed it. Somebody else probably got hit too though. But it's like I seen them speed up perfectly to get hit, and I'm like, it's just like, bro, life is just so weird, bro.
No, life is, bro. We talk this all the time. Life is like just a series of decisions, moments, whatever. Like, bro, like she hit that car, hit another car, burst into flames, car split in half. A witness said that, this is gonna sound graphic, but a witness was like, the infant's body flew in front of them, hit the ground, and the mom's body flew, and it was like a horrific fucking scene. Apparently the lady was drunk. It was like 2:00 in the middle of the day. She was drunk. Boyfriend just broke up with her. Some shit. That's what her friend told the news. So it's like, bitch, you wouldn't kill these people because you was having a bad day. You got a little day drunk and you just plow. Because like,
she alive, right?
She's alive.
Good for her.
She's fried.
I'm glad she's still alive.
She's fried.
It always happens. My mama told me that a long time ago. She was like, I always tell your friends to wear a seatbelt because you be the one that survived when you be in a bad car crash and everybody else flow out the window and shit. So I see it all the time. She's like, and then you gotta live with the shit that like, nah, it always happened like that.
It's a kid that happened here. In the school district we used to be a part of, he was driving through the neighborhood that got pulled over in when it was like all of us.
Mm-hmm.
He was drunk. He was driving. He hit a tree, split the car. The two girls that was in there with him, they died. He survived. Now he's arrested for vehicular manslaughter.
It's
always the driver that doesn't die. I mean, not always, but you know.
I don't know if it's because they can brace for the crash a little different or whatever. But
what I usually hear is people who drunk driving, they hit people and kill people because they're more relaxed. They're not as tense, some shit like that. They're not as tense.
I think it's something spiritual. But nah, I ain't gonna say all women are vindictive of that, but yeah, emotional person, bro, they do crazy shit, bro. That's just, it's so irresponsible. Like she was trying to commit suicide, unfortunately. That's what nobody gonna really say. Yeah, ain't nobody driving that fast. She hated her life at the moment.
But like, it's like, why? I feel like that's even worse. I was talking about that with Carla. I was like, if she would have committed suicide, her suicide tip was getting to a wreck. I consider that, fuck vehicular manslaughter, that's first degree murder, because you have to know that if I'm gonna run into somebody, I have the potential to kill them. So you already planning on
thinking that deep. She just said, she closed the eyes and hit the gas and said, fuck it.
Well, I'm still hit you with first degree because you're planning on hitting something. Most likely you're gonna hit cars. So I told Carla, you wouldn't really kill yourself. Just go sit in front of the train tracks or wait for the thing to start going down. Just go in front of the train tracks and let them kill you. But maybe it's like, oh, that's too much thought process. That's too much thinking about actually dying. So you just want something instant. Let me try to hurry up and burn. But
that's ridiculous, bro. That was a fucking missile.
I am curious to see what but like I said, if she was gonna commit suicide, she's probably gonna kill herself in jail anyways. If she was really planning on committing suicide.
Yeah, that could be true too. Just that just also adds to the significance of how probably worse the Henry Rugg shit was, because he was driving way faster than her. They said she was only
110 or some shit.
They said she was probably only driving like 60 or 70 miles per hour, and it just looked so fast because of the traffic around her was moving so slow. But he was moving 120. Yeah. And then I
forgot all about him. What happened with him? Is he still? They went to trial already? He's still.
I would have to look it up. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah. Y'all you gotta look it up, Trey. It's on Twitter.
You gotta look it up, Trey. It's been all over. The lady crashed to the people in LA.
Yeah, look up.
It's been like one of the biggest stories in the past 2 days.
Yeah, look, it's on Twitter. Yeah. Look up fiery crash or deadly crash in LA.
Pregnant woman dies in crash or something like that. So
it's pretty bad. I watched that hell a few times.
Yeah.
Nah, the lady died.
No, he said like neither one, like the people that was in his car. I think
Yeah, but somebody died
his
though.
girl. Yeah, see, the lady burnt alive.
And she only burnt that's weird though. She only burnt a lot because they couldn't get out the car. It
Yeah.
wasn't not even but that's certain cars, how they gas tank set up and shit, like that, all that should be mattering. Cause how that car in LA hit them, it hit the backside of it and it blew up immediately.
Immediately. But yeah. All right, man. We've been for 2 hours. I don't think I got anything else. I don't know. I seen you don't know nothing about this shit. I know Trail sent it to me about
What you know
this
about?
rapper named Jada Young who got gunned down. We talked about it last week a little bit, or this week a little bit. How like 5 people hopped out on him. His best friend and his brother got arrested today for possible retaliation. So that's like one of them things. You go spin the block for your guys. Like he'll get praised. Like, oh my god, he a real one. Dirk would never do this for keep. But it's like now he's going to prison. Like, so is he truly
You don't get
smart?
like they don't be giving people that race shit no more, huh? Like you being mad.
I mean they do, but it's gotta be instant. I think it's gotta be like if you walk in on your girl having sex with somebody, you just snap.
That makes sense, but it's still kind of weird because a person cannot stop seeing red. Like the dude that beat that one dude because of what he did to his daughter, like all that type of shit. Like I feel like how he don't get that type of leniency for that. Because nigga, you thought I was gonna stop feeling that way
Yeah.
just
You
because
seen
a
that?
day passed?
But we're just going into other shit. But like there, I saw another story that was like an old Baltimore police officer. He's on the run right now. He was molesting 90 kids that his wife owned the daycare, and he molested like 90 kids through the history of the thing. That's just crazy.
Nigga,
That's just
everybody
crazy.
see. This is why I don't like America. We can't stone motherfuckers. Niggas like that will get stoned or beat with wood sticks to death in
Tarred and
another
feathered,
fucking.
huh? Tarred and feathered.
For some people, bro, you gotta get stoned by all 90 families and victims, nigga. Like, that's gonna cure a lot of behavior, nigga. 90?
Yeah, 90.
Both of them should be sitting there just like this.
Well, I think she shot him.
Right.
I think she shot him when she found out.
Oh, well, good for her. I thought she was a part of it. I thought she was
she shot him when she found out, from what I was reading.
Well, she's a dumb bitch too, but good for her. She might be covering up. I ain't gonna lie. Bitch, you got us caught. How you fuck 90?
Nah, 90's a lot. 90's crazy. 90's crazy.
90 kids just randomly not in the room they supposed to be. What did he do it?
Yeah, 90's crazy. 90's a lot.
Was you never there? He was there more than you.
That's not funny, but I mean, when you think about it, it's like
if you don't know 90 kids got touched on, they need to be stoned. Something. That's one of the things I like about these other countries that be. You call it a little primal, but nah, some shit, bro, gotta be handled.
Yeah.
What they say, spare the rod.
Yeah. Some nigga you gotta bring out to the gallows, huh?
Come
Chop
on,
a nigga
bro.
head off in front of the town square, huh? Some people gotta get that done.
How many drive-by shootings niggas gonna be doing when they be like, oh, they can't just go sit in the jail. You gonna get stoned because you shot a little girl. How many drive-bys you think niggas gonna be in? I sound like, what's the name? Who I sound like?
Who you sound like?
Boo, boo, boo.
Oh, Charleston White.
What's that nigga name?
Charleston White.
Yeah, I sound like Charleston White.
But you gotta think, bro, real shit. I mean, like, how many niggas want to be brought to the gallows? Who want to put their head under that chopping block? Like, who want to do that? Nobody wants to get the electric chair. Nobody wants to get the electric chair. The injection shit is like you get a needle and you just die. Like, that's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be sitting there with your head in that thing and then just drop that axe on your ass. Like, that's crazy.
And most people, let's be real, most people that's in that lane, they friends in jail. They like that shit. They get honor, they get stripes. That's too good for them. They get to get in and out if they know how to work the system. That's too good for them.
And that's not foreign laws, that's foreign punishment.
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, man. Start with small rocks too. Don't even start with the big ones. Start pegging them. Just make the shit hurt a little bit. Don't even start with the big rocks. Nah, fuck that. Throw some coins at them niggas. I don't know. That's a nigga like that, bro. Come on, bro. And I'm being real. Like, just to go back to the point, that should have cured a lot of behavior, bro. Like, that just lets you know shit ain't as serious as it should be. Because a motherfucker, like, I get a nigga getting his hand cut off because he was trying to steal food. Like, he's either starve to death or eat. So I can get risking your hand. I get why niggas do that. But for this shit that's heinous, we need some more serious crimes. You shouldn't get your hand cut off for eating some motherfucking food. I understand that. But
they be castrating people some places.
That'd be perfect. Nigga never do nothing. Rape? None of that. How you gonna do it? You can't do it no more. How you gonna have an urge?
You remember that story? You remember that story? I don't know if I talked about a couple of years ago. Where it was like, I don't remember where it was, Alabama or something like that. They was telling like dudes like, we'll shorten your prison sentence if you get sterilized.
Yeah, I seen that. Pegging. Where you get that from? I ain't get that graphic.
Yeah, trail on another thought process. He like
nigga started talking about jail. He was like, yeah, they friends do be in there.
he started thinking
that nigga Trail. Wow. He was like, damn, they friends do
shit.
be in there. I guess we could have fun.
Isn't that the same when you said political? I don't know. Flying low, I feel like you're trying to get to a point where you like a gotcha, but it's not the same. I think you're trying to get there, but there's no gotcha coming from whatever you're saying.
I don't get it either. What he
was trying to say, because there's no gotcha. We're not comparing like 0.7 grams of THC to like punishment for a pedophile. Like I don't get the correlation, but I know.
Yeah, there's no correlation.
He's trying. Like I get it.
We're actually being very
We're saying that we're saying that ours are not as, you know what I'm saying? It should be, probably more,
We saying that people should be treated fairly. Somebody with 0.7 grams should never be in jail. I don't give a fuck if they travel to the moon with some weed. Nigga, I don't give a fuck how many borders they cross. It's weed. Nobody should ever. So that's one thing. Then pedophiles, they should be treated fairly. These niggas shouldn't be getting out in 2 or 3 years and can get a house in the neighborhood. These motherfuckers can go get, all they gotta do is sign up for a website. Nobody check. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody. But a lot of people don't check. For the most part, you get to live a regular life. And you a known molester? No, niggas need to get stoned. Niggas need to get stoned. Jared from Subway should have been stoned.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. If that's the case, I don't really care for their. Hey, you born that way? Sorry for you, big dog, but I still can't allow you to, run through 90 kids and then just be like, all right, well, he was born that way. That's what they trying to do with these map. And I always thought Bryce was crazy. Like, nah, they ain't gonna try to do that, Bryce. They ain't gonna try to normalize it. There's things out there they trying.
Bro, not every movie, but the ongoing inside joke about priests is that they're rapists. The ongoing joke about politicians that they do similar shit, and they also do other shit, of course. It's not in movies all the time for this, like, cause it's bullshit. Like, that's the thing I feel like, cause we not directly reflected or connected to this shit, like we be kind of naive to it. But like, why is the priest joke everywhere? I feel like a lot of people in them levels, they practice that shit. And the only way to not get counsel is to make it accepted by everybody. And I feel like that's why it gets slowly pushed, because I feel like that's the shit they like. And it's like, well, how would they like it? Why would that make sense? Because we thinking from our shoes, but it ain't been an ongoing joke for hundreds of years that priests touch on kids.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens.
So I had my run-in with, Biden talking about pedophile shit. And then I started getting into some shit. They said Trump do the same thing with touching on people. And he got history of it. I seen a few pictures and shit. It's not as, I didn't get into it as much, and I didn't see as much evidence. But what makes you, let me ask you this: do you think anything of this ritual of the kiss the baby ritual? Because priests do it and politicians do it. They always kiss the babies in the fucking crowd. Do you thought always? We always, of course, naive. You don't think nothing of it. They kissing something innocent. But when you start thinking about how sinister these people is, and they do that, when they have a history of touching on kids and being in love with kids, and then they publicly kissing babies, it's like, do you think kissing?
I think they do that. So I don't know. I don't know. I think they do
but
that.
did you ever think, or do you think kissing a baby is like a blatant like ritual, or do you think it's something innocent?
I ain't gonna lie, I never thought about that till just now.
It was something that popped up in my mind recently too. But yeah, they literally kiss the babies in public. They grab your baby and kiss it, and you always like, oh, it's just showing that they pure hearted and they love babies. Yeah. But nah, it's the opposite. Them niggas nasty and they love babies. Essentially. Cause it's like what Biden do is just like what they do behind closed doors. But he just so damn demented, he'll do it in public.
So like with that, so that do make you think, like when you see certain shit, like but that shit, I don't know, all that shit, like all this shit people consider conspiracy theory. I feel like there's a lot of truth to some of the things that go on. I do feel like governments do certain worldwide tragedies to shift governments, take down governments, do this, do that. I think that's a real thing. I think there's people like when we see the Jeffrey Epstein Island, where there's people that's doing stuff that's there, human trafficking, organ trafficking. We see it happen all the time.
I think there's even murder islands. I think where they be hunting people. I think they be doing that shit.
I'm sure there is. There's where like people, they come there thinking they're getting abortion, but the people actually steal their babies and sell their babies to other people. Like these things happen.
We see movies of it and TV shows of it. That be real life documentaries.
I'm talking about documentaries.
A dude was switching people babies for years on purpose.
Yep.
Just giving people wrong babies on purpose. Like niggas do weird shit just because they can, and nobody's gonna ever check them. And it's like, and they got some shit wrong in their mind. So it's like it's a perfect fucking storm, bro. So it's like, yeah, bro, people be fucking crazy, bro. And it's like we feel like we so civilized. We feel like we so like safe and shit that I feel like that make them behaviors harder because we don't be on guard. Like in the ways that we need to be. Like we're more on guard about how police and how niggas talk more than how we care about individuals being policed and being put in prison unjustly, or motherfuckers being enslaved in China, or motherfuckers killing Umar Gaddafi or starting a war in slavery. We more concerned about how niggas talking than what niggas wearing and shit. So that's what makes shit frustrating about America. Cause it's like a nigga got an iPhone 7, iPhone 10, iPhone 12 with a curved TV.
Do I think I got by the baby swap? I don't think so.
They said I don't think so. It's crazy.
I don't know. My kids look like me, so I don't think so.
Nah, he look just like him.
Yeah, I don't think so. They look like
him. His daughter looked just like his mama, which is crazy.
It said Bryce either going 100, going somewhere deep, or having a bad take. He really a Hail Mary. You never know. He either gonna have a point. Bro, they be killing you. He said you gotta let Bryce get to his bag a little bit. But I gotta lie, YouTube be on that shit, so it's like you can't really let nigga get to his bag that much, you know?
Yeah, I'll be having time to break shit down to niggas. I be trying to get y'all a little insight.
The shit be true.
And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of shit I be posing as questions. If I was on my page or if I was like with you and I was like had time to do research, I'd really be way more firm. Like if I was about to pull up all the extra, like say if we was gonna have a real debate about the topic, I'm gonna go do my research, I'm gonna come with my points, I'm gonna come with my facts. I'd be more dead ass about the situation. So I kind of pose these things with questions because I don't be as sharp on the conversation because I don't be researching that shit no more. But a lot of times I be playing, I be dead ass, and I just don't be wanting to go deep with it. Because I know most people are not ready to go that deep about shit anyways. And I don't be caring about that shit no more anyway. So it's like, because it's like at the end of the day, people gonna get fucked over. I gotta guard what's mine. That shit don't affect me. That's how people think. That's why all this shit keep going on anyway. So it'd be like a lot of time I'll be trying to be the dead horse. I just be trying to open niggas' mind just a little bit.
If it come off as a bad take, the seed has still been planted.
I got you thinking about the shit.
Marvelous. Marvelous.
So yeah, I'm trying to see. Do we miss anything for this double back-to-back week? I don't think we missed nothing. I'm looking at 12 conspiracy theories that would actually turn out to be true.
Give us some. You know I like this shit.
So, like I said, this is off the website. I mean, it's on Reader's Digest. Reader's Digest is pretty, I think, legit, right? So, the Dead Baby Project. The conspiracy was that the government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing. The truth. The government was stealing body parts of dead bodies because they needed young tissue. They recruited a worldwide network of agents to do recently deceased babies and children, and then take samples and even limbs, each collected without notification or permission of the more than 1,500 grieving families.
And that's known.
Yeah. Government mind control. The CIA was testing LSD and other hallucinogens, drugs on Americans in a top secret experiment on behavior modification. The truth. The program was known as MK Ultra and it was real. The CIA started by using volunteers. The novelist Ken Kesey was one notable subject, but the program head soon began dosing people without their knowledge. MK Ultra left many victims permanently mentally disabled. Don't miss these 11 controversial medical theories that are actually true. There's something else about that.
Yeah, I mean, even from propaganda, they know that's the form of mind control. They learned that shit from the Germans and how great they was with a lot of the propaganda they used, and they took a lot of the sciences and psychologies that the Germans learned and used it for themselves, and they've been rocking ever since. So yeah, that mind control should be even with the MK Ultra shit. You think they learn how to program a few people and then think they can learn how to program people through like remote
Let me
TV
read
shows and
this.
shit like that?
See, this is the one I'd be saying. I'd be feeling like a little bit more realistic than like shit being fake, as far as like people actually dying. So like fake battle, real war. The Gulf of Tonkin incident, August 2nd, 1964, was faked to provoke American support for the Vietnam War. The truth. By this time, news reached American ears. The facts surrounding the North Vietnamese attack on the American naval ship Maddox were already fuzzy. Declassified intelligence documents have since revealed that the Maddox had provided support for South Vietnamese attacks on a nearby island, and the North Vietnamese were responding in kind. According to the U.S. Naval Institute, the event opened the floodgates for direct American military involvement in Vietnam. Similarly, there are some crazy aviation conspiracies people also believe.
Charleston, Winston Hill, Churchill, Winston Churchill. That was the reason how World War I started. He lied about a cruise ship getting blown up, or lied about who did it or some shit like that. But I think the cruise ship never even crashed or some shit like that. One or the other. But that's what led them to get the rally for Americans to push to support the war, and then that's what
This is the last one. I never heard of this one. Canada tried to develop a gaydar. The Canadian government was so paranoid about homosexuality that it developed a gaydar machine. The truth. It really happened. In the 1960s, the government hired a university professor to develop a way to detect homosexuality in federal employees. He came up with a machine that measured pupil dilation in response to same sex erotic imagery. The Canadian government used it to exclude or fire more than 400 men from civil service, the military, and the Mounties. The American government is just as guilty with those 10 secrets of government observations revealed. So, I mean, so they're showing you gay things, and if your pupils dilate to it, then I guess they're saying, like, oh, you like that. So then it's like, oh, you're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Nigga.
That's crazy.
If that's a conspiracy theory, you know how much other shit is.
He said true Canadian, right?
That's crazy. That's actually fucking funny as fuck. The fact that niggas really got fired for that shit. Nigga just mad had a little too much soy that day. Hey, man. Y'all be on them stocks this week, man. Shit getting active.
Bryce said the stock's going up, man.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I've been doing my research on them hoes. He said they going up. He told me I could make 500,000 this week. I don't know. What y'all think?
Say all that. I mean, you technically could.
He said I'm gonna come up 500K. What's good?
You technically could.
Charles, you on the stocks? Let me know this nigga lying to me or not, man.
AMC in a prime position to pop off. It's in a good spot. That's all I'm gonna say. Be a little patient with your entries. Wait for some confirmation. Get in that bitch, man. Getting that bitch, man, that hoe ready to shoot off. That hoe went up 20%, bro. And y'all know how AMC is. Niggas love AMC, boy. They will hate for niggas. That's the thing with AMC. Niggas will hate to miss out on AMC. That's why it gets so crazy because they like, I'm not missing this time. I'm not missing this time. That'd be the reason I fucked with it. That's the only reason I kept it over the weekend. Cause I made some good money over the weekend. I mean, over the
Okay,
last
so
week.
Flying Low. Let's see Flying Low say no. He said there's always in a good position.
That's slightly true. That's slightly true. It's always about your entries. Your entries are always important. So like right now it's at 22. It could fall down to 20 before it jump up, but I think it's gonna shoot. I'm gonna be patient. I don't think you should just as soon as the market open, I'm buying it right then and there. Don't do that. But if you see that hoe go from 22 to 23, 23.50, 24, hey man, you might want to hit buy because that hoe about to be at 34. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's gonna go to 34, but looking at the history of the chart, that's where it's going. I don't want to gas no niggas up to get pump faked because it is at your own risk.
We
But
going all in.
yeah, never go all in. I like literally, I only spent like 180, and I'm trying to flip that to like if it go up to the percentage I think it's gonna go up to, that 180 can go up to 10K plus. No bullshit. And I'm really being modest because if it go from 22 to 34, that's over 70%. That hoe gonna go ridiculous.
Yeah, sure look good. People's gonna jump from 11 to 28 next week. Is back mid-teens. Be careful and always take profits.
Yeah, if it jumped to 28, I'm paid. I'm not planning on staying past this week. This week gonna be a run, and even if it keep running after this week, people gonna start taking their money, so it's gonna come down a little bit. So I'm taking my profit when I get some good money. Once I start seeing some stump outs, but I ain't gonna lie, if it hit 28, it's going to 34. I ain't gonna lie to you. 34 is the next like big cap. If it break through 23, no, if it break through 25. I don't see no other big stops. And yeah, I'm dead ass.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, we
Taking profit is the hardest part, man.
we all gotta do a meetup, man. We got a meetup in Vegas. Everybody, let's link up, man. Let's have a good time, everybody. Bring Warden, we gonna bring Trail, Charles, Fly Low. Let's go to Vegas, man. Let's all link up, man. We gotta do a
Charles,
reunion.
what you trade on? What you use? Trading View?
I need NASDAQ to go back to this here so I can get this house.
You got to get that Trading View, them indicators, man. It lets you know when to get out because it'll be like, all right, the trend is now changing. It's a good time to take profits because it could still be on the uptrend and it could still be ready to move. But a lot of times, if it's moving correctly, if a stock is moving with right structure, it's gonna always come down and retest like a staircase. It's gonna go up, trade sideways, and come down a little bit. And it's gonna go up like that. If it just goes straight up, that's not a healthy stock because it's too inflated. It got to go up with structure. So it's always like if you see it go up for a good point, then you start to see it slow down. Get your money, and then get back in when you see it get some more steam. But a lot of niggas are gonna try to hold their money and never take profit. Like nah, man. I lost some big bread, even though I still made good gains. Like the last time, like I think it was Kodak. I was almost like at 5K. I ended up taking like 27. Cause it's like, nigga, 5? Oh, I'm about to be a millionaire, nigga.
I'm about to make 10 and 15 and 20. And nope. Go right back down here, stupid ass.
Cause I was showing K-Ray, bro. It was this stock that went from $20, like from $50 to like $300. Then that went from $300 to like $2,000-$3,000. Like stocks do that. But it's like coin. That shit coin. It fell from like it used to be in the hundreds or some shit like that, and now it's in the 30s and it's back to the 90s or some shit. But that house still got room to go way up there. So it's like, bro, if you get up there, if you ride that house from 90 to whatever the fuck, if you can figure out how to ride that, pause.
It's not a podcast. At least one pause-worthy fucking part of the show.
Man, I got a few stocks on my mind. I'm looking at AMD because it broke 100. That hoe about to go back to 130. I believe that. That's some good money because AMD used to be at 160. And when it broke 100 before, it went to 160. And then it broke it again, it went to 130. So I know it's at least going to 120, 130. So I ain't gonna lie. I feel like some shit about to pop off next week, Mike.
We'll see.
If I'm up,
that nigga you shared on Twitter, that nigga made 150
off $44.
Well, no, he made 11,000 off $44. But the other
You
nigga
talking
made
about the whole week? The whole week,
yeah, he made 150 out something. I don't know what the fuck he did.
Coin, because Coin went crazy.
Oh well, no, yeah, he had coin, but I don't know what he did. I don't know if he bought stock or he had options. I don't.
Nah, them options, them all option plays, and money going up like that. Them option plays.
Mm.
You'll have to have billions for you'll have to have billions of that stock for it to move like that if you just had regular stocks. Like, I don't know, billions might be a little exaggerated.
That might be a little extra.
That nigga had 11.
Yeah, Coinbase. I guess he invested in the Coinbase on. I don't know. He's on Robinhood.
Yeah, the coin. The ticker number. I mean, the ticker is coin, but it's Coinbase, the actual website. Yeah, for crypto and shit. But he had 4 $11 options that turned into each option turned into 2,800, and he had 4 of them. So they went from $11 to 2,800 because his stock went up 20%.
Yeah.
That nigga took $11,000 home off a $44 investment. If you don't get in the stocks, nigga, what's $44? You niggas played a lotto. What's $44 fucking dollars? A week, a month. Nigga, if you get the right structure, bro, that 44 gonna make some money for you. That 44 gonna turn to 200
a year for crypto.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm invested. I'm back in the market. It's hot. I'm hot. I'm antsy, nigga. I'm ready to get to it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I found some good indicators, nigga, off TikTok. I'm ready to eat. Hey, yeah, that's my last advice on stocks. If you got any questions, bro, look up stocks on TikTok, bro. Go on YouTube as well, but TikTok, bro, they give you such like simple shit that help you understand the fucking fundamentals of like simple shit. Hey, you see, get this indicator. When it's this low, buy. When it's this high, get out. And then literally the indicator say it. The indicator will tell you. Is it 100% perfect? No. But they do have they be back tested. They be like 80 to 88% profitable. Obviously, you got to use them right with right entries and shit like that. But they be profitable. Like, I'm gonna show you when we get off the what's the name. But if y'all got any questions, man, I can answer them. But I ain't great at it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I do know the basics. I'm like a teacher. A nigga can teach you how to act. He ain't in no fucking movies. I ain't got millions yet, but I be studying my ass off. I know some shit. But it's really, so it's not even about knowing shit. It be about controlling your emotions. Like he said, it'd be hard to get out when you got 11K. Or you got, you up 50K? Oh, that hoe going to $1 million. Nah, nigga, take your 50K. So that it be the emotional thing about it, because you get that rush. But that nigga Johnny, he's like, once you start feeling that, that's when you know you need to get the fuck out. Once the rush get too crazy, all right, nigga, you need to start looking for some exit points, nigga.
Yeah.
And then if you got you got multiple options.
No, you good.
If you got so how about 3 options? Sell 2 of them. So you got some money and you still got one in there. You know what I mean? Like if you got 50K on the option, I'm sure it's not one just option. You probably got 10 of one option. Sell 5 of them. So you got some money. So you got 25K if you lose anything. And you got 25K still in there of profit type shit. But I don't know. I'm saying 25K. I don't need to be getting niggas' head that big. You niggas ain't gonna be trading with that. Y'all ain't gonna be trading with that much money unless y'all putting some bread in there.
Black man. I ain't gonna lie, I was looking at that the Earn Your Leisure shit. They had that Invest Fest this weekend. That shit look crazy.
Where is it at?
It's in Atlanta.
Invest
Bunch
Fest.
of black people teach people trucking, stocks. They got Tyler Perry speaking, Steve Harvey, Wall Street Trapper, all these people.
Bro, I was on Fulton getting my car fixed, bro. And these Hispanics had a flea market. It wasn't the greatest looking thing, bro, but it was active. They had some bullshit slides and little bullshit festival shit, but like it was like 3 or 4 blocks. And I'm just like, I never knew this was over here. If I go, I'm gonna be an outcast because it's like I bet none of them really be fucking with English like that.
Yeah.
Like everybody in that motherfucker speaking Spanish because it was like deep in the cut on the back road. It ain't on no main street, but it's like everything on the street is already messed. It's like going down Homestead down there, but it was even more thick. Like, and they had this like, what's that? I'm like, bro, why can't black people have that? Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all have some cops or some shit, maybe, because if you, I don't know, niggas be fighting and shit. But it's like, that'd be so nice to fucking have. And I feel like what you talking about with them doing that shit, that's a reflection of some shit like that. That shit sound beautiful, bro. Now imagine if you got that shit on the daily, where you can constantly go, where it's nothing but black commerce. It's nothing but black people. It's a black mall. It's a black market. Like, bro, and you can go to your city and constantly go mingle and meet people, and it's civilized. It's people acting, bro. Come on, bro, acting normal or well behaved. Like, that's some fun shit, bro. I think that's what we need more than anything. It's just
That's a
community
lot of fucking
shit.
people. All just come to get that business advice, network.
Oh, bro. So I do have a point, bro. We 2:30 in, but I have a point, bro. I did have a point that I want to bring. I forgot to write it down. This era to me, bro, is special. I can't compare it to other eras because you never know. But like, I know a lot of people like the shit on the iPhone age and shit like this. But bro, you gotta understand. We talking to a millionaire in our stream. I was about to make a deeper point. We talking to a millionaire in our stream because of social media.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that 30, 50 years ago, 100, 200 years ago. Like, you would never get to interact with a king if you was a peasant, essentially. You can be in jail. You can be broke as hell and be able to listen to the game of a millionaire through a book. Of course, you might have had books and shit, but even then, we couldn't read books and shit. That shit was illegal to us. Like, we got so much access to people that got game and knowledge and shit. Like you said, how people can meet like that, bro. I can't help but over time think the good's gonna come out of that, bro. I know we be talking about the distractions and bullshit, but bro, something got to come from that. Nigga, I can listen to
no king. Just that's why I laugh. That nigga said kings peasants. Damn,
oh no, my point stopped at the
nigga.
millionaire. My point stopped at the millionaire. But that shit funny. I was wondering why you're chuckling. But I was more speaking on like you can get. I can listen to Mark Cuban speak every day if I wanted to. I could be in a room with Michael Jordan or LeBron James more than you probably could ever been back in the day. Like you can actually hear these niggas. Anybody that's successful at anything you want to do. You want to be a great fucking musician. You can get in the room with the greatest musician just through YouTube or some shit. Or they book or some act. Like, no matter what you do. Back in the day, you couldn't do that. Like, if you wanted to be a physician or some shit, you had to be left up to what your local teachers or maybe your local schools could teach you. Unless you could pay to go to a good school, maybe in another country or another state. Now, bro, you can go to the greatest physicians from your home. Like, I don't think people taking advantage of it as greatly because even like me, I ain't know about TikTok. My mama shit on YouTube University because that's just not their era. But I think the kids, your kids, the generations after them, it's gonna be something that you can't stop as far as their wisdom. Because you already see how they work a phone. They can work a phone at fucking 1, 2. They can tap and cut up the volume and answer phone calls and hang up and shit. So they already gonna be like so involved with technology, even more than we did, because we wasn't 100% ingrained like they are. I think humanity may make some leaps, bro. Just off that alone, bro. Like, how can we not? My last point. They said with the body or some shit, the determination of how smart a cell is how fast it can communicate from one cell to another or some shit. And then it's like that's the same as us as a civilization. The more advances we came or was able to get is after we was able to travel, after we was able to connect people, because we was able to communicate information faster and faster. At this point, there's no way you can get information any faster than ever. So at this point, bro, we're at that we like a stock, bro. We really can just fucking shoot off.
I think it had like ups and downs with the social media. As far as depending on what type of information you talk about, I think when you talk about the access information, I think it's just unlimited. Bro, you can look anything you want to know about, you could look it up, read it, listen to it, whatever. But also, it's like the fact that information does travel so fast. I think the downside with some of that shit is like we take like local problems and we make them like national problems when it's like, well, it's just like a thing that happened in a whole nother state, whole nother small city, or whole nother country that got nothing to do with us, and we just make everything is a big issue. Everything is the end of the world.
That's true, but I also feel like that's be surface level. A lot of people be like talking about that shit one day and gone another. But I agree with that. I I just think it. I think it just makes more wealth and more the knowledge more transferable. Because in the sense of like, I'm not 100% sure, but like recently, COVID didn't it was like more millionaires was ever made. Like I know I seen that statistic like within the last 10 years. Like we've had more millionaires than we ever had created in 1 year or some shit like that. Like we see statistics like that, and I feel like that's been indicative of social media. Like even with the stock market and shit, like how so many people became millionaires off of just trading by themselves. They don't have to go through hedge funds. They don't have to go through Fidelity. They don't have to go through these big corporations. They can figure it out on their own. And not only that, they can start creating their own public hedge funds because that's technically what these meme markets are. They're their own hedge funds. And that's only reflective of the information being put out there. So I think it's going to be small portions of people that's using the information right. But I think that's more than it's probably ever was in like harsher times in humanity. So I think that is going to lead to progressions and creations maybe than than ever. Like think about like somebody like Mr. Beast. Think about how many people lives he may change that could do some shit that they probably wasn't gonna ever be able to do without his funding. Like shit like that. Like when you get more people that got liquidity and money, like it's funny. But I that's what I'm starting to see, and that's why because the reason I bring this up, I shit on humanity all the time. I'm the old man that talks shit about shit all the time. That's why I feel like people take me. So when I see the good and shit, I feel like it's also my right to bring that up. I don't want to be the parent that's always yelling about dirty dishes but never giving praise when you do good. So not that I'm fucking parents, not like I'm humanity's parents, but I'm just saying. Nobody wants to see the dude that's always got something bad to say, never something good to say.
Yeah.
So,
well, I guess that's a good way to wrap it up. That's it. 2 hours, 36 minutes. Late night. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. I don't got no update on the Dead People versus yet. I don't know. Like I said, if we do it,
chilling, man. Give us a little vacation, man.
If we do it, it's gonna definitely be on Twitch only. It ain't gonna be on YouTube.
It's gonna be like a little reunion show. It ain't gonna be, you know what I mean?
We gotta let it. We gotta let everybody. You gotta miss it a little bit. I gotta miss it, shit, because I didn't even think about that. Bird won. Good night. I think Bryce said he out.
Who?
Oh, you still got? Oh, I don't know. I thought you was out.
Nah, I got like 2 jaws left.
But yeah, we out, man. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Absolutely sure. Talking about my parents on pre-roll versus activity, Bryce Wild Boy. All right, anyways, we out. Appreciate y'all. You have a good night, man.